No.
Welcome to another episode of The Bastard Sermon. This is one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker.
Patrick Seta.
And Luke Young.
And today we have on two phenomenal DJs from Cincinnati's Goth night, Darkotica. We have STEPHEN29 and Corey Smith, a.k.a. DJ STYCLO. Give it up, motherfuckers.
What's up? Good to be here.
Woo!
Happy to be here. Thank you guys so much for coming on. I've been looking forward to this episode fucking forever because Darkotica is a great event that I go to. Will you guys set that up, like what Darkotica is for the listeners that don't know?
Steven?
So Darkotica is it's a club night that's been going on since about 2001. It's every Thursday night. It originally started out, God knows fucking where, after a club called Warehouse closed downtown on Vine Street. A couple of the old Warehouse DJs moved to Darkotica, which was being held at the dock at the time, and built it into probably the number one in this half of Ohio. One of the top in the state for sure, but definitely
At least like the Cincinnati, Dayton area and stuff like that?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, I started there in 2013, I want to say. It's been just an absolutely wonderful experience.
So for 5 straight years, you've been the DJ, like the resident DJ?
I started as an apprentice under a couple people. About 2015, I took over on my own.
You have to take an apprenticeship to be a DJ?
Dude, it's like fucking welding, except everybody hates each other.
Speak a little bit closer, Mike.
My bad.
That's interesting. So how long do you have to apprentice for to be a DJ?
Until the guy above you gets fired and you take his job.
Is that how it is?
That's how it was for me.
What happened?
DJs are the Sith, basically.
Did you sabotage your teacher?
That's
No,
I didn't, but that's the rumor.
Did you have to cut down an entire room full of DJ younglings in order to be like Darth STEPHEN29 and shit?
I wish I had now. Fuck.
I know, right?
That's a way cooler
That sounds
story.
way cooler than what actually happened.
Yeah.
But what happened?
It was just the sales were suffering and wasn't doing as well. I kind of just said, hey, I'll do it. You guys want to put me in charge? I'll do it.
And this is when
Ooh.
Darkotica was an event that was hosted at the dock, right?
Yeah, this was at the dock, which I don't know how familiar your listeners are going to be with the dock. It's this beautiful fucking warehouse building downtown on Pete Rose that just got demolished probably, June?
Yeah.
People were real bummed about that shit.
Yeah, no, it was a huge institution. I have friends whose kids got conceived in the parking lot of the dock.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to talk about that today. I had to get permission from both of them and everything. The father of this particular child was like, I don't care if you fucking say names even. I fucked my hot wife in the bar. I don't give a fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, shout them out. Go ahead. Let's get a first
Yeah,
and
she
last
got
name,
the D?
She
a
wasn't
street
cool.
address.
She wasn't cool with it. But he didn't
Dox
care.
them. Just do it.
Yeah. Put them out there on the Bastard Sermon.
It was a fetish night, too, so that's pretty cool.
What's fetish night? Explain that.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Like furries and people shitting on each other?
What was the furry community like at the fetish night for the dock?
Not a higher percentage than normally came. There were probably about 2 or 3 furries that came, sometimes in fursuits once or twice. We had a huge Halloween thing every year. They'd always come out for that. But fetish night didn't bring a higher percentage of furries.
Okay, what was it mostly? Like BDSM stuff? Like Dom sub stuff? And like
Yeah,
lots of
you know.
whips and chains and things like that?
Yeah, we had a local dominatrix who would come in and do like demos for us, and we'd have like open play areas for people because if there's 2 things that mix, it's alcohol and hitting people. And we would
I can concur.
Well, you know. We would have our usual DJ night with it too. Sometimes we'd do shows. We had one where these people do these flesh hook suspensions hanging from the ceiling of the dock.
That's awesome.
You ever done that?
How often was
I've
that?
not. Oh, we only did that 1 or 2 times, but every single time we made so much fucking money from it.
That's awesome.
Dude, it's fucking crazy that people do that shit. Stick giant hooks into their fucking muscle tissue
That's
and just
awesome.
hang. You've done it?
No, I haven't done it, but it looks cool.
Would you do it, Corey?
It does look cool.
Yeah, I've considered it, yeah.
Really? How?
I
now,
can
how,
picture you doing that.
How do you even start to get into it? Like, does it do damage to your body when you put it in there?
You're
or does
asking
it...
the wrong person.
I mean, it's giant fucking hooks. It doesn't feel good.
Look, can we look that up anyway? Like, is putting hooks in your giant hooks in your body and suspending from them bad for your body?
I've seen people take like biker chains with hooks on each end, hook one side to one person and one to another, and they just like pull each other.
Stop, dude. No fucking way. I believe it, but what the fuck?
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Corey.
DJ STYCLO.
Hi.
So how do you have a story for how you went from Padawan to Master in your DJ?
So
ship?
I started out hanging out with a bunch of rave kids and like going to like house shows and dubstep shows and trap shows and whatever, just the EDM spectrum of things. And that's pretty much where I got my my inspiration to even like want to pursue electronic music. Like all my punk bands broke up and I was no longer doing live music anymore, so I needed to fill that void somehow. And then programming electronic music was like the perfect fit for it because like I was on my own time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after hanging out with them for a really long time, it just kind of like transitioned into somehow me ending up hanging out at the dock all the time. And then next thing I know, Stephen asked me to do a show with him, and then it just started becoming more and more a regular thing. And then eventually he was like, hey, you're pretty much a resident now.
Yeah, well, we did do a show together back in like 2014 at where was Molly Malone's.
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, you used to wear that stupid
The
stupid fucking clone trooper.
I had
hat.
a clone trooper helmet that I spray painted matte black.
Oh, dude, I've never seen it before because we did a live art thing where you like DJ'd at the end of the night for whatever John G's little like art show event or whatever, and you went up as DJ STYCLO that night, but you didn't have any fancy. Where was your fancy fucking clone trooper mask? Come on, man.
That was like a really temporary thing. Like every DJ has, whether they want to admit it or not, they have that really fucking awkward baby DJ phase where they think they're like a rock star when they first start out.
The dead mouse fucking mask
Right.
phase.
Yeah, exactly. That was the that was the clone trooper helmet.
Oh, okay.
Steven, have you gone through what's your helmet phase?
Yeah.
Man?
What's your helmet?
Steven's
phase?
looking at the ground right now because he's thinking of it. He's so embarrassed.
Whether they want to admit it or not.
Come on, Steven.
Is it true, Steven?
Yeah, I was one of those generic Combi Christ looking fucking baby powder and fake blood people.
What's wrong with that though? Come on, isn't that the go-to for like?
Wouldn't that get people into it?
It
Like-
works. Well, it works for live shows, but with baby powder, it really kills the whole industrial wasteland, post-apocalyptic rotting corpse thing. When you walk by them and you smell like a baby's freshly cleaned asshole. It's like, oh, he looks so scary, but he smells so nice. It just completely ruins the illusion of
He's
it.
not so scary anymore.
Yeah, no. And then people think you're a nice guy, and then they won't dance to your music because those things are for some reason correlated.
This guy's too nice. I'm not dancing.
Fuck this
I'm
guy.
not feeling this awesome beat.
The best DJs are assholes.
Do you have stories of like people being assholes? Are we throwing you under the bus? here?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, dude,
The assholes. The assholes.
You don't have to
me.
say anything you don't want to.
No,
Yeah.
I'm the asshole. Corey, what about you? Tell us some fun asshole stories.
Have you encountered any fucking dickheads?
Call 'em
like
out.
Anybody that's just been like you don't
Who,
have to
who
call.
has
you don't
a
have to
really
call 'em
bad
out.
baby
Dox 'em.
baby
Dox 'em.
rockstar DJ phase? Helmet days. You got other ones where you're just like, what the fuck are you doing? Because I've
can't-
seen a lot of people like live and DJs, and they're wearing the craziest of outfits. Not saying it's not bad. It's bad. I
gotta
think like, there's some
stand out.
badass ones.
gotta stand
There's
out.
absolutely nothing wrong with showmanship as long as it's well thought out.
Right.
Or, you know, if you think you're the best showman in the world and you have an enclosed DJ booth, no one can fucking see in there anyway.
The new just to let our listeners know, if you guys want to come to Darkotica and see like either Steven or Corey or DJ Hazmat or I don't know the stage name of the other
Impossible.
Yeah. Come out to Mixwell's. It's down there in Northside off of Spring Grove Avenue. If you just go straight down Hamilton, they have a phenomenal new Mixwell's right now. So the last one, when the dock was closed down, the Darkotica night, which happens every Thursday, was moved over to Mixwell's or Danny Mixwell's in Hamilton and Northside. And it was like this little closet area, and it was like a great fucking community of people, like awesome people, but just so tiny. And now on November 1st, they had recently opened up the new Mixwells right there by Arcade Legacy. There's a huge dance floor. There's a huge outside.
It is next to Arcade Legacy, across the street from the Little Field.
It's a
fuck
great
yeah.
venue, dude. And
That's a good spot.
I'm so happy that you guys have it there now because every time that I go out to Darkotica, and I think I've went like consecutively for the last 3 months. I might have missed a Thursday here or there, but every time I've gone, I've just like made new friends. Every single time that I've went, I've hung out with cool people. I've listened to like my boys do fucking dope ass music all night that they've spent all week or all month or all year like putting together in a playlist and creating. Like it's such a welcoming environment for people like that are I don't know, like all the kids in high school that were the alternative people. If you didn't fit in anywhere else, it's like the fucking like where everybody comes together that were those people. It seems like to me, and those are all the people that I got along with the most. So our listeners that are hearing this right now, go check it out every Thursday night at Mixwell's in Northside. It starts at 9 p.m. Right?
Yeah.
Correct.
How late does it go till?
2?
We've gone till like 4 before. But we usually just kind of peter out when bars close at about 2:30.
Mm-hmm. I've only heard nothing but good things about this stuff. Because my Rachel, who's a normal, a regular young Rachel. That's a better word to put it. Not a normal. What the fuck?
A normal.
Yeah, she's a normal.
She's a normie.
She's a normie on the podcast, and she used to go to those things all the time, and she has nothing but good things to say.
Yeah, I've known Rachel probably about almost 10 years now.
God,
she's one of the first people I met in the scene.
Yeah, she was really into going to that place. And then, can we talk about your like metal phase too, Corey?
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Dude, because like I remember back in the day, like almost a decade ago, it feels like you were playing metal.
Yeah.
And then, how'd you get from metal to dubstep and just doing like DJing and whatnot? Is it just
hanging out with different people, man? Honestly, just like absorbing all new influences, just walking around with different circles of people.
Yeah.
And more so than metal, you were in a punk band called Secondhand Sex, which was actually
that was once upon a time.
That's the first punk show that I've ever gone to in my entire life.
Rest in peace, Nick Bunkenstock.
Yeah, the very first punk show that I ever went to was Hometown Throwdown 2. My friend Sean brought me out there. He was like, my friend Corey's going to be playing up on stage with Pumpkin Slut and I forget the name of the other band, but it was the first, like, I was like thoroughly a metal kid growing up and shit like that. Like, didn't want to embrace any other type of music, like fuck hip hop, fuck fucking punk. Like, didn't want to give it a chance.
Way.
I'm not
He's still that way. Don't let him fool you. He is still that way. He doesn't listen to anything but power metal and Slayer.
Just because I don't listen to your fucking metalcore albums on repeat doesn't mean that I'm not into all different types of music, Luke. But yeah, dude, and it was my first experience like actually accepting that this was like a new thing that I could be into and shit like that. You're a super diverse musician. Like, you're not just like one thing. You've got like a fucking 1,000 different sides to you and shit.
It sounds like you've evolved for sure over the years.
Dude, it's just cool seeing someone like you just keep busting ass on music. That's awesome. It's been
pushing.
So long, like almost a decade. So it's really cool to see you evolve and you're just still all about it. It's really cool, man.
I appreciate it. If there's anything that the restaurant industry taught me, it's keep pushing.
Absolutely.
The same thing applies with music. Just keep fucking pushing.
Absolutely.
What was the beginnings of, like, was it punk rock or was it metal? Like,
Punk. Oh my god, punk.
Thoroughly punk music.
Mohawks and fucking studs and The Exploited and like, I know The Exploited, you fucking assholes look at it sideways now. I understand.
I love it. Still.
But
I don't care.
Anyway, I'm just saying like that's where it started. So I didn't mean to offend anybody if I did.
No, dude, you're fine. You're not gonna offend anybody. But so it was like,
offended.
was it like the people that you, was it the people that you were growing up with in the area at the time that like got you into that sort of music that made you want to pick a guitar up? And
so a friend of mine from way back in the day just introduced me to a couple of records and he had a mohawk and I was like, what are you doing? That's cool. Like I want to learn more about that. And then that's where that all started.
you were like 13 or something.
12, 13, somewhere around there. Yeah.
And then it evolved from fucking... Were you already playing instruments at this point?
I got my first guitar when I was about 13 years old, and I just kind of taught myself. I've taken maybe like 5 or 6 guitar lessons in my whole life, and I just decided to go at my own pace, and I've just been teaching myself everything ever since.
Did you learn by tabs?
Yeah.
That's how I learned how to play guitar.
Yep.
Have you ever thought of mixing your own like music, like that you record yourself?
I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay. That's I'm sure that's incredible.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have that STYCLO CD from forever ago that you had handed out with Nick Glavin's business cards inside of that. I've still got that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You're probably one of the few people that still has that.
You recorded a bunch of shit over the years and stuff like that. You're also one of the most talented musicians that I know because I'll toot your horn for you because I know you're a humble dude. Keep it copacetic and shit.
But
But like,
take your dick out. He's probably about to suck it right now.
pull your dick out. I'll put it in my mouth right now during the podcast. But nah, for real. Corey can play guitar, drums, bass. He's a singer. He can fucking like mix music. Like I'm sure I'm leaving out 1,000 other things, but he's not just like okay at those things. Like I've jammed with Corey. He could pick up any instrument and just get it like instantly, and he's super fucking talented. Like, and now you've evolved that like doing actual physical instruments that you're holding in your hand to like producing music and like putting these tracks together and stuff like that. How does that happen? How do you get from that point, like, to, what's the natural progression there?
To produce music, you have to sit in front of your computer for fucking weeks at a time. That's it. That's the secret. Just sit in front of your computer. I'm not even fucking kidding. Just sit in front of your computer. Don't move until you just figure it out. So I got FL Studios 10 back in like 2013 or whenever that came out, somewhere around there, and I sat in my grandparents' basement for real, like weeks and weeks and weeks, and I just didn't stop fucking with it until I figured it out and was able to make like articulate like instrumentals with it.
Was it the same path for you, Steven? Like, what was it for you that, like, how did you go into that progression of like, I'm gonna sit down for weeks and just start figuring it out? What was that first program? What was that first experience?
I probably started in it was GarageBand in 2008, but I didn't start putting stuff out until about the summer after I graduated high school. I just had this shitty little Sony laptop and FL Studio, I think 8 at the time, just staying up till 4 a.m., smoking weed, getting drunk, working on music, and I put out some stuff under the name 29 Red for a while, which is where the STEPHEN29 name comes from. It was a stupid riff on Andy Six back when he was relevant. And oh fuck! Boom!
Shots fired.
Saw
Shots
the guy get punched
fired.
in the face at Mad Hatter once. It was awesome.
Wait, what happened?
While you
Hold
were at
on,
a
wait,
Black
back
Veil
up.
Bride show?
No, it was the one right after they moved to LA and fired everybody.
Yeah.
The band that all those guys formed right after did a show with them at Mad Hatter right after they came back to the city, and everybody was pissed. It was right after they started getting popular, so the show was packed, and at one point he's doing some Cincinnati's Not Your Home sort of thing, and the song starts, and someone from the crowd just rolls up, punches him in the face. There's video of it somewhere.
One of my old guitarists used to be in that band, and he told me all about that. You might know who he is, James Dorman.
We went to high school together.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's a lot of interesting things about that. But he told me all about that show and all the drama, and he told me that someone fucking hit him in the face.
Yeah.
Some wild shit. It's really interesting that they're from around here and all that, how that all went down. Now, speaking of Darkotica, though, I'm very, very curious. Does this guy, Jeremy Putman, ever come to your shows?
I've been trying to get him to make a personal appearance for like a year now, and I can't.
I obsess over this dude.
Pat, can you set up who that is?
Jeremy Putman is, we talked about him once on the podcast. He is so into the Joker that he got the Chelsea Smile tattoo. He's got his eyes blacked out tattooed. He's shaved his eyebrows. He has every Joker tattoo from like the Suicide Squad one, where the thing's on his hand and his neck and shit.
The ha-ha-ha.
Yeah.
This is a real person.
It's a real person.
Does he have damage on his head already?
Not yet, but I'm sure it's coming. But I mean, he's kind of balding, you know.
Oof.
But
just gonna get
so
lower and
we
lower.
found out that he's local, and I just kind of like delved deep because he posts a lot of he's private on his Facebook, but for some reason he added me, and it's like I follow him first, so he posts like 20 times a day. I welcome it. And he just like posts these live videos of him just like smoking cigarettes in the backyard, and he's scared that people are gonna call the cops on him. And I can't pull him up because they're private, unfortunately, unless I log in. I'll have to do that later. But yeah, he just is so fucking weird. He just says Joker quotes all the time. And then I delved deeper and found out this fucking YouTube page that he has.
The dude's got like the Joker makeup tattooed on him permanently.
Yeah.
now. Like the fucking bags under his eyes and the like. I don't know.
It's so weird. And then he's got a wife, and she's surprisingly attractive, and she's totally into it.
But you know, she's fucked in the head, too.
Dude, she's like fucking Harley Quinn. She's Harley Quinn. Let's show you this horribly cringy video of what I found on the internet.
Oh, Lord.
So next time you see this guy there, remember this video.
You see that fucking Spencer's Joker hat he got?
Let's get that.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm sorry, we're having technical difficulties. The mouse is fucking up real hard on us right now. Batteries are dead.
Just use the touchpad, dude.
Okay, yeah, that'll work. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Trying to get this fucking stupid thing to work. All right, so he's on the bed. He's got his girlfriend dressed up as Harley Quinn. She's just sitting there, and he comes from behind, like doggy style position, and wraps his hands around her throat.
Fully clothed.
You like that, Harley?
Shut the fuck up.
Pause it. So pause it real quick. So
Fine.
what do you think? Like, what the fuck, right? What do you think about this?
She doesn't.
Whatever
give a shit.
people are into, you know.
I mean, I'm not trying to kink shame anyone, but
Right.
how the fuck are you gonna call that dude daddy?
Dude, I don't know. He's fucking fugly, dude.
It's not even fucking screen accurate. She should be calling him fucking Mr. J at the very least. Like, if you're gonna be cringy,
it is.
do it right.
She says Mr. J.
She said
I've seen-
daddy.
Oh yeah.
If you're gonna be cringy, fucking commit, dude. Like Mr. J the entire time. And
So-
you got to not just Mr. J, Mr. J.
Mr. J.
Mr.
You know,
J.
you gotta be
goddammit.
put in like about it. You get what I'm saying? So it gets fucking cringier when he pulls out some shit.
All right, let's see where it goes.
Pulls out a fucking switchblade.
Puts it to her throat.
Oh, she's fucking into it. Fucking follow this dude.
Is he wearing fangs?
No, he's got meth mouth.
His teeth
Oh,
are busted.
He's
okay.
got some fucked up meth mouth or something going on.
He's missing like his first front 4 teeth, and then there's just like meth fangs that he's got left. He's not wearing
I
them.
see.
He's crafted these meth fangs for many years.
He's been sharpening them.
Teeth grinding and probably getting punched in the face for being an idiot.
Eating bricks.
I'm stuck on this fucking scowl he's giving the camera in this.
So wait,
every
his,
video.
His face right now, that's a tattoo.
No, that's
Not the white makeup. Everything else is though. The Chelsea smile with the red cuts as if the Joker, Heath Ledger Joker had it. He has that tattooed on his face.
Okay.
And then his eyes are tattooed black, like. And he shaves off his eyebrows.
I've seen this guy in person like 3 times. He always dresses like the Joker or in Joker themed apparel.
Yeah. He's
Like-
got
like
what does he
purple
do for a
suits?
living? What does
Yeah.
this do for a living?
I don't think he does anything.
You really do see him in purple suits?
Oh yeah.
He cleans car washes.
Wait,
No,
what?
I saw him outside of the Coreyville Kroger. I'm walking behind him like, who's this guy wearing this stupid ass fucking purple zoot suit? And I kind of walk past him because I'm trying to get back to my work van. I'm in a hurry, and I see like the little corner red. Like, oh fuck, it's this guy. This is the second time in like 2 weeks I'd seen him. And you know the guy exists, and you've heard that he lives in Cincinnati, but it's not until you see him in front of you that you're like, oh fucking goddamn, it's the Joker guy.
That's the Joker guy.
I had a friend who was talking about wanting to get like Batman and Robin costumes and just like be near him, but I'm pretty sure that's stalking.
Dude,
So-
I mean, he'd probably be all about that shit.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, like, what does this guy do for a living? I know that the wife works, but I also think he has a side piece. Let me tell you why. So he posts some live videos of
Good
him.
Lord,
Yeah, I
Patrick.
fucking delved deep into this
Welcome
dude.
to TMZ.
Yeah, TLZ. Anyways, so I saw him like posting live videos and like other girls with like Joker, Juggalo, like fucking face makeup and shit are all over there and saying like, "Oh baby, why don't you message me back? Message me back. Oh daddy," saying shit like that. I'm just like, who the fuck? Who's attracted to this dude?
There's more than
why?
one person that's into this.
Oh yeah,
This
oh,
is
yeah.
so much more fucking cringy than the Juggalos, though. I mean, the Juggalos make me cringe pretty hard, goddammit.
He's
but
a juggalo though.
this
'Cause
is-
he posts a lot of pictures.
Without a doubt.
Yeah,
he's
without a
fucking
doubt, a juggalo.
He is supporting all clown everything, dude.
don't-
Yeah, no matter what.
I don't think he's
Motherfucker.
all clown everything. I think he's all Joker everything. He's a very specific clown
Yeah.
lover. It's not any clown. He's not accepting of the whole Whoop Whoop family. He's got just one.
No, he's for sure with the Whoop Whoop family because if no one's gonna love him, the Whoop Whoop family fucking will.
Well, our fucking resident Juggalo expert over here would probably know most about
Fucking
that.
got it, bud.
You've got more Juggalo friends than anybody.
I know what
Are
it's
any
like
of them
to
like
be
him though?
around
Do any of
them?
them? Do any of them fucking dress up and play like they're fucking like
Are they the
violent
Joker?
all day long?
No,
Are
sir.
juggalos jokers?
Not that I'm
just
aware of.
Not every Juggalo is a Joker, but every Joker is a Juggalo.
Facts.
Words
So-
to live by.
So he posts a lot of like him going to he was arrested for wielding a samurai sword. and it made
I
the
remember
news one
seeing
time. Yeah, it was like crazy crazy Joker themed dude is wielding swords. So he posted this picture of himself looking fucking.
That's the post. Yeah.
He looked like fucking Jigsaw from like in daylight. And he posts like this is what he said about being arrested for wielding the sword in public. This is before I was arrested picture. This is what they arrested me for. His grammar's fucking awful. This is all one giant sentence, by the way. So they arrested me for, I was accused for a sword cane, and it was just a novelty cane, so they couldn't get that for me, and start to say makeup was illegal. I was on my way sick children's hospital to visit the children before I could even get there. I'm sorry, kids. Couldn't make it. I'm really sorry to the family. You have to understand it wasn't my fault. 50%. I may not be able to help your children over the sickness, but have helped a lot of people over their sickness. Most of them still he cannot. It's really tough to read this.
Pat, go to his actual Facebook page, and there's like newspaper articles that he posted.
I know, I gotta fucking look that up.
You can read the actual article of him being arrested with the samurai sword going down the street or whatever.
Could you imagine like having your sick kid in the hospital and,
And
you're
this
just
fucking
sitting by the
psychopath?
bedside, and then this fucking guy comes in and just
Wielding a samurai sword.
kids, and then he just whips his fucking cane sword out,
Does like 6 sword moves right above the bed. The kid's
Found
close to getting his nose chopped off.
nicks a bunch of IV tubes.
He takes his corsage flower and squirts acid into some cancer kid's face. Burns it
Fucking
off.
Joker laughs. He does that all the time too.
Yeah, Timmy's dead, but look how happy he is.
Yeah.
He's got that fucked up fucking from the first Batman.
Why so
just
serious?
Smile on his face and shit.
Good God.
Dude, what the fuck? And then he just says he's gonna visit fucking children like that. He looks horrifying.
I wouldn't
Nightmare
want him
fuel.
anywhere near my
I don't want him near me.
So it wasn't a sword, right? It was at most a
cane
sword
sword.
cane. Okay. What was his end game there? Like walking into the front
visit
desk
children
of a
in the
hospital. Did somebody hire him, or did he just decide he was gonna spread joy?
I think he just woke up one morning and decided, like, I'm gonna go ahead, Luke.
No, how do you guys have to even ask that question?
Adams
He
was a
has
good
the
movie.
cane sword in case he ever fucking encounters Batman, dude. He's gonna fucking strike him down.
Dude, he's waiting for that chance. Don't let this guy at the convention.
I didn't think about this in comic book terms. You're 100%
Fucking
right,
idiot.
Luke.
God.
How could I be so ignorant?
So I found the article. Let's see what it said. All right, Joker impersonator has case dismissed. So I guess this is after his case. Winchester, dressing up as a Joker was no laughing matter for Jeremy Putman. Wow.
Ugh.
That starts off
I
pretty
guess
rough.
Batman couldn't find enough evidence to keep him away.
Putman, who had his case dismissed in Winchester General District Court on Wednesday, was arrested and charged on March 24th for wearing a mask in public, and police said they responded to multiple calls about a man wearing a cape, makeup resembling a comic book arch villain. The arrest came on the heels of the wave of the most bogus reports around the nation last year about the bozos and clown makeup menacing people. What the fuck was that all about, too? I gotta find the one where he was talking about. Here's the main one.
This man, if I was visiting my sick child in the hospital, like comforting him, and then this man walks in with full Joker attire, a cane sword, a corsage, and 1.5 teeth in his mouth, I'd be like, who the fuck let this man in the hospital? Can we get some security in here? Like, who lets this guy go fucking hang out with kids?
There's this dude that I met back at Darkotica who apparently got arrested in the 90s because he was in the cast of Rocky Horror Picture Show, and he was dressed as Riff Raff. Is this kind of fat dude dressed as Riff Raff from Rocky Horror, and somebody before he left to go to the Esquire had spiked his drink with acid.
Oh no! Oh Lord Jesus!
So
yes.
he's in a cab on the highway, and he starts freaking out. This is like in the 90s. This is before Uber or anything. So it's like some random fucking surly cab dude with a cigar. And I guess he tries to take control of the cab and gets arrested. And you can look it up if you guys want. It's an old Enquirer article. They didn't get the character right. It just says, man dressed as Meatloaf arrested for trying to hijack cab or something like that. Most beautiful fucking thing.
So I found one of his live videos just to show you.
Wait, he was just telling me that. We
Oh,
could
I'm sorry, I
find
didn't mean-
this.
cut me out right
Where
there.
could we go to find this? I
Oh,
wanna see this
just
fucking video.
look up like man dressed as Meatloaf arrested. It's not a video. It's just an article. But
he got fucking dosed without his knowledge and hopped in a taxi.
oh yeah, man arrested claims to be Meatloaf. Oh, that was 2009?
Luke, this is like your wet dream. You go out to Rocky Horror Picture Show dressed up as Riff Raff, and then somebody spikes your drink with acid. You're like, free drugs! Fuck yeah. Can't wait to drive an hour home. Just to give you guys an idea of what we're talking about, before in the group chat, can I tell him? Is it okay?
I don't care.
Yeah, I figured you didn't. So he was going to eat fucking mushrooms before this podcast. He was like, he wrote us in the group chat, should I eat mushrooms before the podcast? And I was like, that'll make things super weird. For sure, yes, let's do that. Like, eat some mushrooms. And then he was like, yeah, but I was like, but you gotta, like, how are you gonna get home? And he was like, I'm just gonna drive home. And I was
No,
like,
you're not.
No, you're not. What are you talking about? And he was like, yeah, just like the first time I took acid, I drove an hour to Columbus and back. And I was like, yeah, and I've drove
hours.
before. It doesn't mean I
He
should have.
immediately gave you an example of him driving really far on drugs.
Yeah, he was like, no, the first time I did fucking hard drugs, I was driving everywhere. I was all over the entire fucking state. I was like, that doesn't mean you should have been doing it, you psychopath. What are you talking about?
No, I did acid for the first time in like 8 years a few weeks ago, and I had all these plans. I'm like, I'm going to drive down to the bar after like 2 hours. I'll be fine. I'll be over the first wave. It took me 4 hours.
Won't.
I didn't even find my keys that night. It took us 4 hours to leave.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've had some bad experiences taking acid, but apparently
I've
Luke's
never-
never had one.
Never once had a bad experience.
Have you ever claimed to be Meatloaf, though?
Never.
have
Let's-
not.
Can we get
But
right
my
Yeah,
into
question
look
is,
at this
is
guy's-
he claiming to be the person
Yeah,
Meatloaf
let's look at
or
this.
a loaf
Wow.
of Meatloaf?
that? I like how they don't even have a full picture of him.
Oh,
It's just
I'm-
from the forehead up and
Oh,
shit.
that's-
Looks like
I'm sure if you
Meatloaf
click it.
underneath. Yeah, click that.
The website's fucking up.
Nah,
Oh.
shit.
Good old internet.
One day we'll get it fixed.
I like the record.
All right, it says Cincinnati. A man claiming to be Meatloaf was arrested Sunday after trying to take the wheel of a taxi cab. Police say Eric Brown grabbed the wheel of the taxi while the car was traveling on Interstate 75. Brown was dressed in a vampire costume and was wearing makeup, which made him resemble the musician and actor. Brown was charged with disorderly conduct while intoxicated.
That's awesome.
Do you think in his head he was like, if I tell them I'm Meatloaf, I'll get out of this fucking trying to steal a cab business?
Oh my god.
No, honestly, I think he probably told them exactly what character he was supposed to be, but they just assumed, like, Rocky Horror, fat guy, probably Meatloaf.
Right? Yeah, I don't know. But
That's awesome.
can you imagine if he was fucked up and was just trying to get out of it?
Yeah,
He was just
I'm-
like,
I'm
I'm Meatloaf. You know, Bat Out of Hell, Bat Out of Hell 2. No
Nudges
one?
him in the arm.
All right, I'll put the cuffs on myself, officer.
I tried.
No, I won't do that.
It was worth a shot. All right, you want to play this Jeremy Putnam video?
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
found,
how-
I found a live video from him.
Yeah, I want to see this.
It's only 2 minutes long.
You're going to just have to hold it into the mic, man, because I
That's
don't
cool.
know where everything's connected right now. Can't take it apart.
All right, so.
Without something going on. Ain't that a bitch?
Sounds like a 2-year-old.
That ain't much.
And he's got like a slur from his 4 teeth that he's got left.
It looks like he fixed his teeth.
He's got dentures.
Ugh.
Corey, is this the DJ phase that you were talking about that some DJs
Yeah.
go through? Like, is this the...
This was my DJ.
Nah,
face.
this dude's committed.
Yeah, you can't get Joker tattoos and call it a phase.
Yeah.
That's a lifestyle at that point.
I'm just losing.
Has he ever came out to Darkotica before?
No, we I think we touched on this. I've been trying to get him to make a personal appearance, but he won't answer my calls. We
Do
tried
you
to
have
get,
his phone number? Can we call him right now?
You could Facebook call him.
Dude, oh my god, we should totally do that. Oh my, that's a great idea because he answered. I've been trying to get him to come on the show for a while now, and all he says is like, "What's up?" And I messaged his wife a couple times, like, "Hey, you guys should come on sometime. It would be great." And she's like, "Yeah, we've discussed. There's been a death or something crazy that's just like, oh my god. Well, I'm sorry for bothering you." And yeah, so we should definitely try to Facebook call him. And
Well, because he
Patrick,
beat Jason Todd to death with a crowbar and then blew a building on top of him. Of
Listen-
course there was a death. They're celebrating.
listen to
Patrick.
this fucking laugh though. It's awful.
I'm just losing it. Losing it. Losing it.
Every time he tries the Joker laugh, he coughs.
And his emphysema gets him right as he's trying to get it out.
Oh my god, follow this dude. Yeah, we should try to call him.
You
feel like
you're friends with him on Facebook. Why are you putting Steven on the spot? If you want to do something, do it. Why do you gotta? You're like,
what if he decides not to? What if he blocks me? He's like one of my
what if he
favorite people on
blocks Steven?
Facebook.
What if he blocks Steve? You're trying to get Steven to fucking get blocked by the man.
Let's see.
Is that a friendship you're willing to sacrifice, Steven?
You willing to burn this bridge with Jeremy Putnam?
Let's roll those dice. I'm not the one calling him.
I'll call him. I'm not fucking. I might be scared.
Hey, we're here with Darkotica.
I might be scared. Well, yeah, you might make it fucking arch and nemesis.
I'll be Batman.
What if he pulls out the cane on us and shit?
Fucking, I'll make a batarang.
You'll make a batarang out of what?
Pocket
full of dried mushrooms?
Poop.
Nobody talk when he answers.
I feel like we're crank calling.
He's probably looking at his phone right now like, the fuck?
This fucking dude's not gonna answer, Pat.
Yeah, we fucking tried. One day we'll get him on the show. One day, I swear to you.
We could have at least left him a personalized voicemail.
Oh, could we have?
Have you guys ever had a problem person at Darkotica before? Like somebody that's just like shows up and you're just like, what the fuck? Why are you here? Like every time you're here, you start a crazy bar brawl, something.
We've got a couple people who ride the Hot Mess Express here and there.
Tell us about them. You don't have to name any names or whatever, but I'm sure you might have a good story or something without personal details.
I won't be mean about anybody that still goes, but one time when I had first started DJing, this lady comes into the DJ booth. It was an enclosed booth at the time. I had the doors closed, which means don't fucking come in. She comes in, and it's kind of towards the start of the night. I'm getting warmed up, but she comes up and she says, "Why don't you play something good?"
What?
Wow.
How far into your set were you? Like,
I mean, probably about halfway through. It was early in the night, and I had a pretty decent floor going, but she's like, "Nobody's dancing." And I kind of look out at the floor, and that's not true. She says to me, "Play some Mike Danger's music," which is the guy who taught me to DJ and had been retired for like 5 years.
The one that you shut down and sabotaged?
No, different guy.
The one that you slit the throat
I mean,
of.
I didn't sabotage anyone, but
that's not what I heard.
How ironic. He could save the dance floor, but not himself.
Jokes. Anyways, continue.
Dangerous is good people.
Yeah, Dangerous is great. He's coming back, actually. We're doing a warehouse reunion on the night before Thanksgiving in Mixwell. It's going to be fun. He's fucking coming out of retirement. But anyway, so she says, "Play some Mike Danger's music." I tell her, Mike retired. I'm going to play some Steven music. She says, "Okay, play some End the DJ music," which is a touring DJ that I guess she's friends with, who's DJ'd with us a few times. And then she goes, "You won't play anything good anyway," and like sits on this little ledge behind the booth and like passes out and throws up on herself within like 10 minutes. And keep in mind,
she puked on herself.
The dance floor had been open for 30 minutes at this point.
Yes!
She fucking deserved that shit.
Right?
I've seen a couple disasters up there a few times and shit, but I don't want to be... Because I go there every week, and I'm like, oh no, what if I mention somebody that's still fucking there?
Oh yeah, I'm not going to judge anyone for what they do when they party a little too hard. They're all good people that come out. Now, we've cultivated a family atmosphere, but we also really don't tolerate a lot of bullshit anymore.
Right. I get blackout drunk there all the time, so like at least you guys tolerate my blackout drunkenness. I appreciate that.
You ever have to kick Cody out?
No. Surprisingly, Cody's never gotten into a fight at Darkotica.
But you're saying that as if you're surprised he hasn't gotten in a fight yet.
I'm surprised he hasn't gotten in a fight yet.
Yeah, I've heard of Cody getting into fights.
I've gotten into a handful of fights here and there and shit like that.
How many knife fights?
2. But why did I just? I'm just kidding. Just making jokes.
Don't lie.
What's the statute of limitations on knife fights?
I think it's forever if you hurt him real bad.
What about broken bottle fights?
Broken bottle fights is just a knife fight, all right, buddy. It's a sharp edge.
Have you used a bottle on someone before?
It's called felonious assault, and let's not.
Do you only know that because you've tried it before and you're like, fuck?
Okay, let me not.
Let me not make yourself.
Fuck you guys. Let me not make my internet reputation that I get into fights and shit like that.
You say it.
Steven's.
Everyone should know right now.
Steven's talking about a fight that I got into with somebody that went to Darkotica a couple times because I'd been attacked by them. You guys all know the story. I don't want to get into it right here. I'm not going to, but that's what Steven's referencing. But I don't.
If you want to gloss over this, I'll let you guys look at my mugshot.
You have a mugshot? What did you do?
Okay.
That's awesome.
I'm not going to tell you guys what I did, but if you bleep out the article title I'm about to tell you to search.
I can do that. Okay.
I was allegedly selling drugs out of my dorm room. I'll tell you guys. Yeah, I was allegedly selling drugs out of my dorm room, and
Completely a myth, fabricated by the CIA. Would have never happened.
Oh, you might have to look up Stephen Cincinnati, actually.
Okay, bleep that out too.
Yeah, bleep my last name. There's a K in there, buddy.
Yeah, I drank a little
Oh,
bit.
fuck.
Sorry, folks.
Oh, there it is. No, we're good. We're good.
Right here?
Front page of the UC News Record.
Bam. Oh, I bet that's hard for employment sometimes.
Nah, it's all expunged. That acne-ridden Marilyn Manson-looking motherfucker on the right.
That's you.
That's me.
Who's the fine young gentleman to the left?
A very good friend of mine.
Okay.
Has he turned around?
Can we read this article?
Has he turned around?
Yeah, just, bleep the names.
Okay, 3 University of Cincinnati students are now facing serious charges after a drug bust in Calhoun Hall, Monday, February 28th. What year, Stephen?
Oh, this was 2011.
Okay. Reports of smoke brought UC Police Division officers to name redacted a first-year student in the McMicken College of Arts and Sciences room. Fearing a fire, UCPD entered the room and found burning incense, several open containers of alcohol, and marijuana in an empty room, according to the police report. Oh no, what a den of crazy drugs and fucking debauchery. It's basically a trap house. Like, it's just every college dorm room. What the fuck's the issue? What were they complaining about? Should I keep reading and I'll find out? Or?
There's me hiding a safe full of drugs in there.
Okay, but so far so good. Like, yeah, that's every college dorm room in fucking
How
America.
dare they? That's so what's so
You're surprisingly
incriminating?
open about this, Steven.
Oh, yeah, fuck it. They're not using my last name.
And it says, name redacted, returned to his dorm while police were still present and arrested on the spot. Officers noticed a locked safe in the room after name redacted denied them permission to investigate it, left to obtain a search warrant. Okay, so you had a whole safe allegedly full of drugs, allegedly?
Allegedly.
Was it just the green stuff, or what'd you have in there? You had fucking pounds of Molly? Like, what was going on? STEPHEN29, not using your last name on this podcast, obviously.
A full pound of Mexican black tar heroin.
A full pound, huh?
No, it was just typical
I was
college
about
shit.
to take a giant shit in my pants.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, seriously?
Yeah, let's just fucking talk about federal felonies on here. No, it was just college shit, some fucking bags, scales, a little bit of extra weed, a little bit of money, nothing like... We weren't fucking trapping, we were...
Were you strapped though?
No.
There was no piece in it?
No, we were kids.
You swear?
Yeah.
You didn't get all gratata on any bitch
you pull
ass
out a golden
motherfuckers out there
AK?
in them streets, Steven?
My lawyer's gonna fucking kill me for this.
Do it!
No, he's not, because he'll never hear this unless we tag him in it.
Hi, Nick.
Bullshit,
I love you.
He's listening right now and he's rolling his eyes.
He knows I'm here. I'm supposed to hang out with him after this.
Oh, God, are you going to tell him that you revealed on the Bastard Sermon that...
We might have a problem.
Here's a list of all the shit I've admitted to, and this is just the first half hour.
But this was... I mean, yeah, but this was all a CIA operation. It was a sting operation to set you up because they knew how good you were doing as a DJ at the time, and they got jealous, and they figured that they would plant some drugs in the safe. Yeah, this is all bullshit.
No, they're
all the
just-
charges dropped. and
That
shit.
all adds up.
Did you wield a samurai sword while on the way to seeing children?
They thought it was a sword cane, but it was just a cane. So they couldn't get me with that.
Those fools.
I mean,
Cane.
how else are you supposed to pay off those student loans? I don't understand. Unless you sell a little weed here or there. I mean, it's all legal now. Who gives a fuck? It's just weed.
What's that movie where Robin Williams dresses as a clown and entertains kids at the hospitals?
Patch Adams.
Patch Adams.
But he's a doctor.
Imagine liking that and also really liking Batman. And I'm starting to understand this Jeremy guy.
Dude, what the fuck is up with Jeremy Putman?
We tried to ask him.
don't want to answer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. One day.
Oh no, Steven got nervous and flipped the subject. Corey, you got any drug selling stories you want to tell on the internet?
No. fuck off.
Corey's the brains of the Darkotica operation.
I'll tell you, since you admitted, I'll tell you about when I used to sell drugs in high school. It was so we had a brownie making business or whatever. We'd make brownies and Rice Krispies and cookies and shit.
Dude,
Luke's shaking his head
edibles are
because he
awesome.
remembers. So we used the shittiest like Bobby Brown downtown fucking mids that you can buy with $4 a gram. I know what you're
Borderline
thinking.
pencil
$5 a gram?
shavings.
No, $4 a gram because it was horrible. You could buy a fucking
Did you just eat them and you immediately got a stomach ache?
yeah, for real. You just wanted to eat your fridge and
just
throw
throw
up. Yeah, dude. So it was this fucking. It was my buddy Daniel. He was on the podcast before. This is so fucking long ago. Who gives a fuck? Nobody's gonna like what am I worried about? What's he worried about? He came on here and admitted that he was a pimp for a while. Like, what?
Yeah.
What am I gonna be? He's worried about the brownie business in high school and shit. So when we were 16, we would buy the shittiest weed of all time, and I taught Daniel how to put it in the oil and like make it into like a concentrate, and then you mix it in with the brownies and you cook them. And then we were like, we started selling them. We had different sizes of brownies. Like the little ones were 5 brownies, and then a little bit bigger were 10, and a little bit bigger were 15, because we couldn't like dose the brownies any differently. We just cut off bigger pieces and shit.
You're like
and
the Heisenberg of mids.
we would make a whole batch, just one batch at first, and then we would just sell them right in the morning, and people would fucking eat them up fast as fuck. Like Luke's shaking his head because he remembers high school and shit. Did you ever buy brownies off us?
Those and the Rice Krispies.
People used to get faded at school all the time, and it looked like we had a nice bake sale going on. That's what happened one time. But I was worried that the teachers were going to try to buy one, so we tried to give them away super fast. One time a teacher came up to us, and they're like, "What are you guys doing? Oh, you guys are selling brownies and cookies? Oh, that's so nice. Here, I got something for you." And she's pulling out her pocketbook and counting quarters, and I was like, "Oh, no, we're out of everything. I got to go." And I just, like, dip on off fast.
I gotta go to the bathroom, and you just fucking dip.
And I remember one time our friend Jamie also was on this podcast. He came to get a brownie from us, and I smoked weed with Jamie one time, and he had a fucking panic attack and just couldn't hold his shit together. And we were smoking mids. We're 15 years old, smoking mids in an alleyway somewhere, and it was like one hit, and Jamie's fried out of his mind. And I was like, "Jamie, I don't think you're ready for edibles, buddy." I was like, "If I give you some edibles, buy a 5, eat a corner, give it a minute, do it after school." And he was like, "I want a 15 brownie, and I'm eating it before school. What's up, bitch?" And I was like, "Bad fucking idea, Jamie, but I do like $15. $15 is $15, so here's your 15 brownie.
True
Please,
businessman.
please fucking wait until after school." "Okay, dude, I got you." Fucking opens it, eats it right in front of me. I'm like, "All right, bud, good luck." And then I don't see him for like, I don't know, 2-3 bells, and then lunchtime comes around. All of our fucking nerd ass friends are hobbled up around the table and shit, all fried out of our minds from eating weed cookies and brownies all day long. And Jamie comes out the lunch line like stumbling, like he's missing the shoe practically. And I'm like, "Jamie, what the fuck?" His eyes are red as the devil's dick. He sits down at the fucking table, and I'm like, "Jamie, are you good?" And he was like, and then he just like sits his whole head on the table and shit, and just starts like eyes rolling, spinning around. He was like, "I feel like I'm in a fun house. You guys are all way too big and way too small all at once." And I'm just like, "Jamie, I told you not to eat the 15 brownie. Why did you eat the fucking 15 brownie?" And he was like, "I feel like I'm gonna freak out. I might have to go to the nurse's office and get him to call my mom." And I was like, "If you go to the nurse's office and tell them that I sold you weed at school, I'm gonna kill you at school. Like, I'll catch a body right now. Jamie, don't do this to me." And he was like, "All right, dude, I'm gonna try to hold it together." And he's practically in tears, like crying because he's having a panic attack and freaking the fuck out. So yeah, there's my selling drugs at school story.
Wow.
It went for a little while until I got busted for having weed at school.
You ever like the meeting those people who have the freak out, like, "Oh, I'm sick," when they're high?
Mm-hmm.
Totally bums you out.
You've never freaked out on weed before?
Absolutely not, because I
like
know
everyone
I'm
has.
too high. If I'm coughing too hard and I feel too lightheaded, I just sit down and I ride that fucking
You
joint
remember
right
when we
out.
used to sit in Joe's basement and smoke fucking 90 bongs full
Yes,
of mids?
there's
I would
a
sit there
thing
and have
called-
the worst panic attacks of my life. I just sit there like
You can
Sounds like fun.
you can ask a number of people, especially Joe, if I got too fucked up on the old piece, Smells Like Teen Spirit. You remember it.
I
It would
remember it.
cripple me. I would leave the room and go next to the staircase, sit down, and just take a 5.
This was back before I had fucking self-control with like my drug doing and such, where it's like, take a little bit, feel a little good. You don't have to like it's not. There's another opportunity to do drugs. Like, you don't have to fucking do all of it as much as you can, as fast as you can. And I would just like fucking 9,000 times until I'm just wrecked. I can barely look at people and shit anymore. I'm having a panic attack, but I don't want my friends to think I'm a pussy, so I'm just sitting there like, oh no, what do I do? And I'm getting roasted by Brandon and Tyler the whole time, and I'm just like, it's making it so much worse.
Two of the easiest, most roastable people ever.
I remember I was kayaking one time, and one of my friends, he smoked weed for one of the first. He did it before. I think it was like his second or third time, and he freaked out too. We were at this lake section where we pulled off just to hang out and just drink and keep smoking, and he's like, he's not talking to anyone at all. He just like sits there, and like right before we're about to leave, he's like, I got some in my eye, I gotta go, we gotta go. And I fucking rode with this motherfucker, and I had my keys and shit with him. I'm like, well, fuck, I guess I gotta go. And I brought, like, I'm set up this whole event. That sucks. We're only like 3 miles in an 8-mile course. So
You're
we
at
had to
Green Acres at this time?
Yeah, we had to like go 5 miles back, and he wouldn't talk to me the whole time because he was having a fucking panic attack on the weed.
What a bummer.
Yeah, what a fucking bummer. You're not joking. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck, man?
But I get it, though. I get it, because I've been there before.
Yeah, I once planned a kayaking trip with some friends, and beforehand we were ripping a bong that had 100 perks in it.
What?
What? Why?
Wait, how? What?
Can't smoke perks, I don't think. What are you talking about?
That doesn't sound good.
100 percolators.
Oh, I thought you meant Percocet.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, what
No,
are you talking about, you
100
psycho?
percolators.
We come from different parts of Coleraine, Luke. I don't know.
No, it wasn't. I'm not some super base head just eating all of the pills. You fucking maniac. No, it was 100
Our
percolators.
childhoods were different. What do you want from me?
God.
100 percolators in the bong. Okay, so we have it. My friend Austin rip it. Okay, and he takes it. He looks at me, and I go, man, just take it slow. Just take a light one. You're not gonna want to hit a full rip from this piece. It'll ruin you. And he goes, okay, I remember. He looks at me and goes, okay. And he bends down, and I light the piece for him. He takes too big of a hit. I pull the piece out. He's not supposed to clear it. We told him to not clear it. We'll do it for him.
He fucking cleared it.
He goes ahead and fucking clears it. And he looks back at me, his eyes red as
Like,
the
what did I
devil's
do?
dick. Yeah, and he said, oh man, I don't feel too good. I don't feel too good. we were like
Throws up into the bong.
we were like getting stuff ready and put into the car. We were putting kayaks on top of the car, right? And he's sitting in the car, all the doors closed, no windows rolled down, in a hot ass car, just staring forward. And we're like, get out of there. We're still preparing. He's like, okay. And he stumbles out of the fucking car. But we finally get everything packed, and we're on our way there. We're halfway to Morgan's Canoe to do this 8 mile. And he goes, man, you got to take me back. I don't feel good, man.
No.
You got to take. I don't feel good, man. So I fucking turn around, take him back to his house, and he goes inside. I go on the trip. And the next day he hits me up and he goes, man, I feel so much better. I'm like, so what happened, man? He goes, man, I went home. I ate a whole bag of Doritos. I went to bed, woke up 6 hours later, felt great. I was like, man, you were fucking high. You weren't sick, you bitch. Like, you were high.
One more story. Like, Cody and I went to see Bert Kreischer, and we brought our British... Kreischer, my bad. And we brought...
I was also there.
Yeah, so... But
He
you
was
weren't
there.
you weren't
Fucking
there
maniac.
for the beginning part, so... Because you drove separately, right?
Yes.
Didn't you? Yeah, so I don't remember because I was blazed that night. But I remember our friend Michael, he doesn't smoke weed at all, and he's just this British guy. He smoked one hit, and he was freaking the fuck out. He wanted to Uber all the way fucking back home.
And I'm
just-
trying to...
To London? He wanted to Uber?
No, he worked at Pat's whatever company or whatever, and he was like here for a... It was interesting talking to him because like I was trying to keep him from having a panic attack the whole time, so I found out a lot about him because I know how to like distract people when they're freaking out because I'm like, oh, you're freaking out? Okay, let's talk about everything except for the fact that you're freaking out, and let's get your mind in a different place. So I was in the car and like asked him questions about like London and shit, like how do you feel about being in the United States? And he had only been to like Covington, Newport, Cincinnati, and he was like, but listen. He was like, I was like, how do you feel about it so far? And he was like, honestly, like, just here is so much better than going over to London. And I was like, cool, bet I'm never going to London. If this, like, I'm not spending money to do that. Like, you're telling me Covington, Newport, and Cincinnati is your impression of the whole United States, and that's better than London? Cool. I'll never go. I'll never, ever, ever have to go to England. Cool.
It's such a good comparison and note to have for life, though.
And then we just sat there and like tried to talk with him and like keep him from freaking out and shit. But yeah, I remember him like going off the rails, and he was fine though. I was like, hey, we're at the bar now, let's drink 5 beers right now. And he was like, why? I was like, just trust me, drink like 5 beers and you'll be completely fine. Don't worry
Where
about it.
the fuck were you when I was freaking out at the hibachi bar last month?
Oh dude, I wish I was there with you, eating
Yeah,
delicious
happened.
food and helping you out.
I went to me and my girlfriend. We went to a Halloween store up in Fairborn. It's like this big complex of Halloween stores. On the way back, I was getting high. She's gonna kill me for this story, whatever. Hi, I love you.
Is she gonna listen to the bastard sermon?
Probably not. She hates me. So we're getting high. I'm getting high. She's not, allegedly. On the way back, and because she's holding it for me because I'm driving, I get way too fucking high. We stop at Hibachi Bar on the way home, and I'm trying to eat edamame, and I can't fucking do it. Like, I keep trying to bite the little beans out of the pod, and they keep falling onto me. I'm like, fuck, this is how I die. I'm too high to eat. I've never been this high before in my life.
I can't even process, like, what you're doing.
I tried to order a fucking thing of sake from him, and they brought me the tiny, like, 2 shots of it. I'm like, no, the bottle, like a little ceramic thing, but they tried to give me, like, bottle service. And I didn't have the words or the heart to tell them, like, no.
Dude, did you have like the worst cotton mouth ever too, and you can't swallow? But
Yeah.
You need something in your mouth, but you're like, what do I do? I can't even eat edamame. Like I've been there. I've fucking been there with those fucking panic attacks when you smoke weed. They get you hard sometimes.
I don't smoke a lot anymore because it's like that every time.
Every single time. I mean, you got to know what weed you're getting, I feel like. You got to smoke, like, indica.
It's very true.
If you're the type of person that freaks out when you smoke pot, smoke indica, because it'll just calm you down and relax you. But the problem is you never know what you're getting around here until it becomes, like, fully legal. Like, you never know what you're going to get. It might be some shit that keeps you trapped in a weird headspace all night. You can't fucking talk to your friends, and you just got to, like, stay inside your head and, like, hope that you're not being weird in public, but, like, you're being so weird in public and you can feel it.
You're making me miss Spice so fucking much.
Fuck Spice.
Spice
When I first started smoking weed ever, they always bought Spice.
Yeah.
And I was like 23. That's when I didn't start drinking until I was 20. I'm a late bloomer and all that stuff. But when I was 23, we started smoking, and all they did was buy Spice because it was legal.
Yeah.
And that shit fucked me up. I remember having, like, disturbing as fuck thoughts, and things would be, like, moving as if it was shutter frame, or, you get what I'm saying, like just a flashing light or something like that, shutter light or whatever. And it just was, like, so fucking weird. I couldn't process. And I remember one time we took one hit, and I couldn't stop laughing for almost 2 fucking hours. It was the most fucked up I've ever been in my entire life ever. It was so weird. I remember seeing, like, our backyard looking like it was on fire and shit. It was like I was hallucinating. It was so fucking weird.
You're supposed to make Spice sound bad, Patrick.
No, it was awful. These disturbing thoughts. Like, after I stopped smoking it, I used to think about, like, how fucked up, like, human body was. Like, we're just flesh and fluid. Like, our skull's not moving, but our flesh is just moving around it, and that's your fucking emotional, like, attachments to yourself.
There.
You know, you're just overthinking about yourself. I don't know why I thought that way afterwards for a while.
I've been
Are you sure that was Spice?
Yeah, that was absolutely
That
Spice.
sounds-
I've never smoked I've never done any other drug. I've only
Sounds
smoked
like
weed and
salvia.
Spice.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking,
But it
dude.
fucks
I
you
miss
up.
salvia too.
I had been in that headspace on acid when I looked in the mirror and met myself for like 2 hours. I had that thought. Like,
You're
wow,
not
we're just
supposed to
flesh
do that.
sacks.
You're not supposed to look at
I was
yourself.
told I wasn't supposed to. That was the first thing I fucking did.
These hard and fast rules about what you're supposed to and not supposed to do are just like,
You looked in the mirror
it's a personalized
doing
thing.
it?
Doing what? Like psychedelics?
Yeah, I mean, I've never done psychedelics, but
I
I hear
do.
it's like the rule not to do.
It's not the rule. There's just like people say dumb shit that isn't true about all kinds of stuff. It's a personal thing. It's all about like what you're comfortable with and what your experiences dictate that you want to do. It's not about like you shouldn't do this or you probably shouldn't fucking take acid and like
let's
go into a UFC fight. Like that's probably gonna be a real bad time for your brain and such.
be
but-
real here. You probably shouldn't be taking acid to begin with.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah, maybe
Like
not.
we've already made the bad decision. I think every further bad decision after that, we can just kind of give a pass to.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So
But I
you
mean,
you said you. Oh,
I
go on. I'm
might
on.
keep doing it.
I just haven't done it in a long time. It's been since I was like 19 since I've done like real psychedelics.
Yeah.
I do Molly every once in a while, but
I only started doing acid when I was like, I don't know, 20, 21. And I've only done it like maybe, I don't know.
Sounds like you've
probably
done it like
a
1,000
dozen
times. Yeah.
probably a dozen.
Probably enough.
you were gonna eat fucking mushrooms before this podcast. Like
I have
you-
mushrooms at home that I'm gonna eat tomorrow with a delicious steak.
and then watch what like horror movies all night
Yeah,
long?
he watches really fucked up things.
I'm gonna watch Alan's tutorial explained again.
It's horrible.
It's awesome.
really fucking weird. So you said you used to smoke Spice. Like, what do you mean? Like, what kind of? Because you see some fucked up shit
Or
on that.
salvia. Tell
It's
us
just
about that
yeah.
too.
Yeah, let's hear about
I've
this.
always wanted to do
Salvia,
something.
I couldn't even fucking tell you. It was the best 10 minutes of my life that I don't fucking remember.
I never got to experience it. All my friends kept telling me to do it, and I would never taken psychedelics at that point. And I was like, it's legal, but I got to get an 18-year-old to buy it for me because I'm 15. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
What is it exactly? Just a herb, an herb that's spray painted?
Salvia divinorum is a member of the sage community, and it's got a drug in it that gets you, like, it's similar to DMT, blasts you off into fucking outer space when you smoke it.
Yeah, it's a lot like DMT. We used to do DMT all the fucking time, too.
What's that like? You've ever broke through?
I personally haven't. Like, I was one of those dumb college kids who watched Spirit Molecule and was like, oh my god, I'm going to experience the mysteries of the universe. And it turns out I just got really tired.
That's it? Like, you don't even, nothing happened at all?
I mean, it wasn't even as intense as acid for me, because apparently I was smoking it wrong. You basically got to freebase it, and that's not a skill that I personally have. No one teaches you how to freebase things.
Some people do, but you don't
What's
want to hang out
freebase?
with those people. A mixture of cocaine and ether that you can smoke.
It's a really cool way to do coke if you ask.
Crackheads downtown.
I was trying to. I was trying to think of
crackheads.
I was trying to think of a family member that I could pin that on who wouldn't be mad at me if they heard this.
I mean, they're really gonna listen though.
Sounds like there was too many to choose.
No. Not,
he was like, which one? Hold on.
none of my
2, 10.
No, I am from Taylor Mill, but none of my family members freebase anything, as far as I know.
Corey, do you have any crazy drug experiences that you want to share on the internet?
Nope.
That's fair.
That's fine. I understand.
1,000% fair. We're at about an hour point. Do you guys care if we put a pin in this?
Yeah,
and
let's
then
do a
come
break
back?
real quick.
Yeah,
let's do it.
I gotta take a piss.
Let's dive
Okay.
into the music when we come back from this.
We dive into the music and extermination.
And we're back. What's going on, fuckers?
Let's do this.
So we wanted to talk about exterminations.
We did.
I want to talk about bugs specifically, like infestations and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And Steven has a plethora of knowledge about infestations and like bug knowledge and stuff like that.
Now let's talk about the shit.
Yeah, so I've been through a couple infestations, and they're fucking nightmare fuel. I'd love to hear some of your stories. Have you guys lived through any infestations or have any bad experiences with bugs or pests or anything?
I had a 1-year run of bad luck at one point. I had bed bugs for about 6 months. Finally got rid of them.
How did you find out?
When one of my roommates moved out and wouldn't tell me why, but would tell literally everybody else.
What do you mean? Like, just say, like, I moved out because he has fucking bed bugs, dude.
Yeah.
But I didn't tell him.
So we finally got rid of them. She still owes me $1,000. Fuck her. We finally got
Yeah,
rid
fuck
of them.
you.
A friend of mine gave me fleas. Like, I took them home with me, and they got on my cats. Took me a few months to get rid of them, and then after that, by then it's fall, and I'm dealing with fucking stink bugs.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Dude, fuck stink bugs. Like, I can
Do
deal
they
with...
really stink?
If you crush them, they
they
stink.
only stink if you crush them, but it's not just the smell, it's also a pheromone that they release that attracts other stink bugs.
So as soon as you kill one, 50 more show up?
You cut one down, 50 take its place.
Not that bad,
Fucking
but yeah,
stink bugs.
essentially.
Can you get an infestation of stink bugs?
No, they just really suck. Like, they're just annoying, and they look like giant fucking... They look like mini boss versions of bed bugs,
Yeah.
which is what fucks me up about them.
After you kill 50 bed bugs, you got to fight a mini boss.
So wait,
stink bug.
You found out that he was saying, oh, dude has stink bug. Or stink bug, bed
Yeah.
bugs. Dude has a bunch of stink bugs. Bed bugs. So did you go on the hunt? And, like, tell me about your first experience with it.
So this was before I ever knew anything about the bug killing industry, and they're really fucking hard to get rid of on your own.
Oh, fuck yeah, they are, I'm sure.
Like, you think you care about getting rid of them, but you don't care about getting rid of them as much as they care about staying.
Like, what do you mean? Like,
What's
give
the
me some-
process? Like, can you break down how hard it is to really get rid of these things?
The easiest way to do it is to cook the shit out of your house. Just make it so fucking hot that nothing can survive, and because they're the only living thing in there.
Don't they have to, like, tent your house up for that to happen?
It's like
though?
160
No.
degrees, isn't it?
Yeah, no, you
Something
just
like
gotta
that?
close all the windows. It's 150 degrees for about 30 minutes, but they usually do it for about 6 hours.
And
Yeah, that fucks them up.
can shit catch on fire at that temperature? Like, how does it work?
You're supposed to cover all your electronics because they will melt.
What do you cover them with?
But can't they live in the electronics and stuff like that? Like, they're in your PS4 and shit?
Yeah, they're hard to get rid of, like, for exactly that reason.
Isn't it also like alcohol-based sprays and stuff that you have to like spray over your house? I know somebody that did that and lit their fucking apartment on fire and like burned down their whole apartment complex. They lit a cigarette after they had treated their own house themselves with like that 91% isopropyl alcohol, like sprayed down everything, and it evaporates really quickly, but the fumes are still in the air and a lot of it was still saturated. So like they went to light this cigarette and I guess the fumes caught, and then it caught the bed, and then it caught the carpet, and then they like grabbed their 2-year-old and bowled out of this apartment complex.
Were they just outside the door waiting until they heard the hissing stop, and then just came right on in and lit the cig immediately? Like, thank God that's over. Flick, like, what the shits? Like, that has to be really thick and fresh for that shit
What
to still
nightmare
happen.
world do you live in where bed bugs hiss?
No, I'm talking about
That's
the,
what I was
the cans.
Oh, okay.
The
Never
the
mind.
aerosol cans that you light.
No.
That's what I was talking about.
No, they take like a sprayer thing, like the top of any type of Windex spray bottle, and you can put it inside of the actual isopropyl alcohol container and like spray it or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about.
I
Like
use
the,
it-
the
I
bug
use
bombs where
isopropyl
you,
alcohol.
Like press and it sprays up, and then you wait. Like you have to leave your house for an hour.
I use it to clean acrylic and shit like that, but they do the same thing when you have bed bugs, where you
okay.
spray it all over your whole fucking house. But like I said, it evaporates super quick. So in order for them to have lit their fucking apartment on fire doing this, they had to have really spray.
It sounds like they did some
No,
real-
they-
All right.
No, they fucking Dale gribbled it. They were smoking while they did it.
Yep.
They don't want to
Yep.
admit it, but that's exactly what they were doing.
dang.
For
Yep.
sure, probably. These aren't really like friends of mine. I just like, I don't know.
Go
weird
ahead and
people
distance
that I knew
yourself.
and
I
shit.
understand.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, I don't fuck with these people, but I just remember that they were people that we would skip school, and they were like these 30-year-old grown-ass people that we
Yeah,
would go
man.
and
I
hang
don't
out
know
with.
what happened. We were just spraying down the place. It was bed bugs everywhere. And
It was
I
this-
don't know what happened.
No, it was
just
this
on
fat
fire,
white
man.
dude that used to like pretend that he was a part of the Crips, and I was like,
Yeah, fucking right, bud.
Are you sure this was an alcohol bed bug incident? Sounds like a meth lab, bud.
I
what
didn't
the-
see
what the
any.
fuck?
I didn't see any beakers or any fucking lithium batteries or like any kind of.
No, because it would have just been shrapnel.
It was probably a Cody house fire where he fell asleep with a lit cig, and it
taking a shit.
and it burned down the whole place he lived in.
What world do you live in that I'm in my grandpa's basement smoking cigarettes in bed so disrespectfully and just fall asleep in my drunken haze? Like, I fall asleep in a drunken haze all the
Lit
time,
cigarette.
but not with lit cigarettes, Luke.
Oh my god.
I don't believe you.
I mean,
Oh.
I have fell asleep with a lit cigarette a couple times.
Which
but
is why I bring it up.
It only takes once, Cody.
Yeah.
only you can prevent couch fires.
Yeah.
All right, more into the extermination aspect of things.
Yeah, tell me about your experience with like living with bed bugs. Like, what is that fucking like? Like, you say it takes a long time to get rid of them. Like, how long did it take? And like, how was like coping living with them?
You can get rid of bed bugs pretty much after the first appointment. But you got to ensure that they're gone because they lay eggs that are really fucking hard to kill.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to go in with like this powder to suffocate them and all your fucking residual aerosol sprays. This whole fucking podcast is going to be about how I had bed bugs once. No one's going to want to come to my house anymore. Let's keep talking about this. I hate house parties.
That's fucking, yeah, let's keep everybody from like wanting to come over. Like,
My house is infested with every kind of insect you would imagine.
Right
Don't
now?
ever come over.
that's a good way to get some alone time.
Exactly.
Like, just no one's
Yeah, like,
bothering
I'm not fucking
you to
going
hang
over
out.
there. Fuck that. So how? What were you saying?
What's the worst infestation that you've seen?
The worst infestation I've ever personally seen is that grease place that I was talking about before.
I think that was before the mics
where we
were on.
started airing. All right, there's this place that I was at where the door to their apartment, like the building had a locked door, but the door to their apartment didn't. There wasn't a door there. It was just a doorway going straight from the hallway into their apartment, and the entirety of the place was coated with probably about an inch thick layer of grease, with 1.25 inch grease spots over it.
Now, wait, are you sure it's just grease? Was it nicotine also, like just from people chain smoking inside? Because my grandma has that, smoking 3 packs a day with the windows closed, never fucking opening a door.
Jesus.
And it'd just be like, it'll look like grease, but it's fucking nicotine caking the walls.
It can be two things. But yeah, it was the worst roach infestation I'd ever seen. Like, they got into my car afterwards.
What?
Yeah.
Like they followed, like a trail of roaches followed you out to your car?
No, but they get
Like
on.
what, reconnaissance soldiers?
revenge.
Yeah.
That was a hit squad for everything I've done
some,
to them.
You had some Black Ops roaches, like just fucking Navy SEAL roaches jumping on your back, like trying to bring them back to your house and
Dude,
shit.
one of them got into like the inside of the collar of my fucking work shirt. It was terrible.
Damn. Are you at all afraid of these bugs?
I've never, in the whole time I've been working here, they've never ever came home with me, thankfully. A couple have gotten into my work van, but it's never been that bad.
Dude, that's fucked up. I remember living in this band house. It was the first house I moved into after like my parents' place was getting foreclosed on.
Terrible.
Yeah, and I lived with 15 fucking people in a 2-bedroom house. It was a fucking nightmare. I mean, the best times of my life, but also the worst times of my life at the same time, you know? Young 20-year-old guy, fucking whatever. But I remember that our other roommates wouldn't clean up after themselves. Like, I'd clean up and shit, but they wouldn't clean up at all. And I remember that there'd be bad little German cockroaches, the ones that travel in little packs, you know? They're not big, they're not slow, they're really fast, and they just scurry all over the fucking
Organized,
place.
they carry spears, they have battle strategies.
Yeah.
How did you know that they were German? Did they have little like
I looked
red
them up.
swastika bands on and shit like that?
Well, you look them up, and it just gives you a good distraction. Plus, they hated Jews.
They goose stepped through the apartment that you were living in.
It was awful. But I remember that we would like sit on the couch and shit, and they would like crawl on your shoulder and shit. Like they were not scared at all. We also had an earwig infestation for a little bit too.
Do those really crawl in your ears?
Yeah, that's where they get their name from.
I don't think. Did they really though? I thought that it was just
Google
like a
it.
myth.
Google it. Do earwigs actually
don't-
go in your ear?
Dude,
I don't know
what do
the
you know
answer
about
to
it?
that.
If
Wow.
anything were to fucking go in my ear.
That's what they apparently get their name for. Earwigs, they look like little lightning bugs with like big ass pincers on their butts. But they will crawl in your. They don't fly. They'll crawl in your ear and lay eggs.
Dude,
That's the thing.
just hearing that makes my butthole so
Read that.
tight.
Read that real quick.
No one's really sure where the name earwig came from. While it is true
Airtight.
that insects can crawl into your ear, earwigs cannot burrow into your brain and kill you. The belief that earwigs actually or actively try to get into people's ears is little more than folklore. So yeah.
Don't
Earwigs
believe
are-
them, folks. They
whatever,
are
pretty
terrible.
harmless.
It's because their fucking tail things are so terrifying looking.
Yeah, look like
that
they're
would
gonna hurt you.
suck in your ear.
The
You know
fuck
what-
they got those for?
You know what I fucking hate in my basement? I don't know if it's infested because you don't see them all the time, but they're those fucking house, not silverfish, house centipedes. People get them confused
These-
all the time.
yeah.
But these things are creepy as fuck, and they're bold little cocksuckers. They run into my room with the lights on and come for me, and I have to like jump out of my computer chair and fucking death stomp these little bitches out. I'm like, what the fuck? Like they don't give a fuck. Like they're not like everywhere. They like hide and they're can they infest your house?
No, they're only in your house because they want food and they get stuck in there. They're what we call occasional invaders.
Yeah.
And also they eat bed bugs and they eat roaches.
They're good to have.
Yeah.
I heard that they live forever and they're relatively nice and they can't bite you, but I'm
But
just they're so
terrifying.
creepy. What?
They live forever.
They live for like 17 years or something.
Yeah.
And shit.
What?
No, they don't die
A
in the winter.
fucking bug?
Yeah, I looked these things up recently because I was like, what? I looked up silverfish and I was
Look
like,
that up. Snopes.
They are
Snopes.
the elders of the insect world.
Yeah, what is the
very
life
wise.
expectancy on a house centipede?
I can tell you some fucking stories
After
about
that,
bugs.
I want to know the longest living insect. I want to
I mean,
know.
it might be a cicada, right?
Oh,
6 years. I was way
still,
off.
though,
but
6
years?
Yeah, that's a
Man,
lot.
you guys are just full of shit, aren't you?
Yeah, wow. Nice one. Look up longest living bug.
Yeah, I want to know.
I bet it's like 50 years or some fucking crazy shit.
I got a friend who lives in New Zealand who's seen fucking bugs the size of their
termites
torso.
live for 100 years.
What the fuck?
Hold on, listen.
It's a termite queen.
With legs outstretched, its length is 20 inches. The longest lived insect, the queen of termites, known to live for 50 years. Some scientists believe that they live for 100 years. The oldest fossil butterfly or moth, I'm not going to try to pronounce it, fossil found in England is estimated to be 100. Well, okay, that's how long
Yeah,
ago it
Lep-
existed. But 50 to 100
Lepidoptera.
fucking years for a termite, Steven, have you seen these termites?
How would I have known a termite for 50 years, Cody?
You're right.
You
I've-
tagged
You think
it.
you fucking
I'm sorry, how could I be so ridiculous?
killed them, picked them up, and
I've
then
dealt-
fucking carbon dated them?
I've dealt with a lot of termites for sure, but I've never seen a termite queen like in person. I've just seen the
Legendary
really gross
creature.
ass pictures of them. It's because they live underground.
I've only heard whispers of this thing.
Corey, have you ever dealt with any type of infestation situation before? Like, have you ever seen some grossness? Like, friends' houses, like an old living situation, like anything like that?
Roaches and shit.
Yeah, fucked
Yeah,
up
like
restaurants
what?
and shit.
What's the worst of it that you've seen before? You don't have to name places or...
Nothing really to talk about.
Oh.
Typical. Look, guys, I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. Your favorite restaurant has roaches.
100% they do. That fucking place right down the street from here, the
Steak and Lemonade?
Steak and Lemonade. Love
Don't
that
say
place.
that. I love that place so fucking much.
Nah,
it has
fuck
a
outta here. I
special
walk
place
in
in my heart.
I walk in there in the wintertime and there'll be a flock of fucking flies just chilling, like in place, just hanging out above one of the booths, like sticky stuff on the walls, and I see stuff crawling. But I'm like, God damn, that gyro is delicious.
Yeah, they good, dude.
Gyro with feta, that deep fried Philly. I don't give a fuck. I'm still eating there.
So-
I was like, is that a roach on my Philly? I don't give a flick that motherfucker off.
The
Keep
better
eating.
the food, the worse the bugs. Because if you like eating the shit, imagine how a fucking animal that lives their life eating literal shit feels about it.
Right. Working in a restaurant, I've seen like you just see fucking like roaches and like mice and like all kinds of shit, and they actively try to kill them all the time, and like you bring in exterminators constantly, and they just keep fucking coming back. Like there's nothing they can do about it. Like just try to maintain it and deal with it. But like there's food there, and they know where the food's at. They tell their little fucking roach and mice friends where the food's at, and they're like, "Oh shit, homie, I got you." And then they pimp stroll up into your restaurant and start like eating
Trekking
chicken
across
wings
the
that
fucking floor.
Yeah, eating the chicken wings that you left underneath the flat top and whatnot.
That makes me think of like the other stories from the house too that I was having. So basically, the roaches would be so bad that you would open up like the cabinet with the mirror where you have your toothbrush and stuff, and they'd be scurrying away and shit. So I'm like, okay, enough is a fucking enough. Because when they go on your fucking toothbrush and they're eating the toothpaste off there, they're shitting at the same time. So they're shitting all over your toothbrush where you put that shit in your mouth. You put cockroach shit in your mouth. It's awful.
Oh, somebody already preloaded this toothbrush with
metal album.
toothpaste.
Yeah, why is it slimy already?
What's the name of the metal album?
Cockroach shit in your mouth.
Sounds like a fucking G.G. Allen song.
So I remember I told all the females that were living in the house, I was like, we got to do something about this. I cannot be the only one fighting this because it's not going to work. I'm not going to win. So I remember I was like, hey, I will show you how bad it is. Let me show you. And I open up the fucking mirror. And they're all standing behind me, and there's like 20 cockroaches fucking. Ugh. They're all fucking in there, and they're like attached to each other's butts and stuff, and they're crawling away. Everyone shrieks. It was horrifying.
You think it was cockroach fetish night at the medicine cabinet?
At the medicine
There
cabinet?
were probably a couple million cockroaches being conceived in the car at that exact moment.
Do you think it's possible that aliens could be looking at fetish nights like the way that Pat was looking at that at the cockroach orgy that was going on? Like aliens staring at us above from the stars. Sorry, I might have got a little high before this podcast, allegedly.
I mean,
allegedly.
So that also makes me think of like another story as well. Like this, like speaking of restaurants.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily an infestation, but basically this guy I used to know was a health inspector, and he told me this there was this restaurant in Cincinnati. He didn't tell me which one. That motherfucker. I wish he did, because I wouldn't be going there.
It's every restaurant.
It's probably every fucking
It
restaurant. So he said apparently people were complaining about getting sick from after eating there and stuff, and so he went to check, and like they couldn't figure it out. What the fuck is making people sick? They left. They come back because they found out people were still getting sick. And when they came back, they saw something drip from the ceiling. Yeah. They saw something drip from the ceiling, and so they investigated, and they went up in the fucking attic, and this Chinese restaurant was raising motherfucking chickens.
They had
the fucking season.
They had an infestation of hens?
Fucking
living in the attic?
infestation of chickens. And they were shitting and pissing so much that it would leak through the ceiling into the fucking people's foods. Ugh. Fuck that, dude. Don't ever go to a Chinese restaurant because they'll be like that. Hopefully not.
Has your good friend Trevor that you know that's an exterminator ever had to go to a restaurant to exterminate some stuff before?
The majority of Trevor's work is in restaurants, yeah.
So tell me some horror stories. What that your friend Trevor knows.
By the way, before we get into this, not every restaurant has roaches. I can speak from experience.
No, just almost
or
all.
any type
also,
every restaurant except where Corey's been in his life has
please,
roaches.
please leave out location names because I like going out to eat.
I like my job, so we're good.
Trevor has a job. You don't have a job. You're jobless. What do you mean?
Yeah, no,
Steven?
my job is Darkotica.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you like your job, and
Exclusively
you don't want
DJ.
Darkotica to fire you as a DJ for talking about restaurants for some reason. But
let's
anyways,
hear-
Trevor's
yeah,
stories
Trevor's
about
stories.
exterminating stuff.
So Trevor treats a lot of restaurants. Trevor deals with a lot of restaurants that are just the most disgusting places you'd ever imagine, and the food isn't good enough to justify it. And they'll constantly ask, why isn't your spray working? Why do we still have roaches? Why is your shit not working? And you'll pull up their fucking grills and show like the 3-inch cake of grease and maybe nicotine, as was brought up to me.
They're smoking in the restaurant still.
Yeah. Look, if your chef doesn't smoke while he's cooking, is he really a chef?
I guess it's a good
If he's
point.
not ashing into your filet mignon, is it really a pan sauce?
Depends on the cigarette. Let's be real here. We have standards.
American spirits.
But anyways,
Do you know a chef who can afford American spirits? Because I fucking don't.
No, that's expensive as fuck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it like $6-7 a pack or something ridiculous?
Yeah, no, all that money goes to coke. Most cooks I know are smoking like L&Ms and Camels and shit at best.
I'm smoking Campbell's and I'm a cook. Okay, keep going.
Anyway, so you show him all the gaps and stuff, and then Trevor has to constantly tell these people like,
Clean that shit out.
this is disgusting, but they don't, because that would mean it's weird, paying a couple more labor hours when it's cheaper to just pay Trevor's company to do it.
So, like, the worst of it is, like, roaches? Or, like, have you ever seen, like, bed bugs? Or has Trevor ever seen bed bugs in a restaurant
Rat
before?
shit in people's ice.
God, I hope.
You know how much is? You know what's fucking disgusting is a lot of fucking restaurants, they don't clean the inside of their ice machines.
Yeah.
And since they don't do that, there's a lot of black mold, and no one fucking ever realizes that. So don't watch out when you go to get a fucking fountain drink, because that shit is covered in black mold.
Yeah, my old job that I somehow didn't get fired from, I worked at a convenience store next to the college for like 4 years, and I was the guy in charge of cleaning out the soda machines.
So
Did
you
that
knew
mean-
exactly what I'm talking about.
Don't ever get a soda machine.
Don't
drink
get ice.
because it'll fucking give you.
You'll get
cancer,
black
man.
mold.
No, I worked third shift at a convenience store. I was drunk all the fucking time.
I was just
Really?
about to say,
Yeah.
you just faded all day long. Like, you weren't cleaning the inside of that fucking Coke machine. You were outside smoking cigarettes, doing everything except for working.
Yeah. No, I was fucking talking to weird drunk assholes, fighting weird drunk assholes, and not cleaning the fucking soda machine.
Stealing bags of Grippos because you knew where the camera was
So
stationed.
like
You
a
couldn't see
gas
it.
station.
Convenience store, not a gas station.
Didn't sell gas. No gas.
No, that's too much responsibility for me. No, it was just a typical college town convenience store, and I quit. I quit when the store got sold, but there were a few times under the old owner that I almost got fired for trying to fight customers. And
Why are you trying to fight customers? What do you mean? Tell me a story.
in Ohio, it's illegal to sell alcohol to a visibly intoxicated person. It's a liability issue. But if you don't do that, you're never gonna make money.
I guess that's a
I was
good
about to
point.
say in Kentucky, it's probably fucking not, because you know how
Yeah.
many times I've been blackout drunk and been like, fucking case
Most
PBR.
Most
Like,
places
there's
don't
no way.
care, but college name redacted, police department are fucking assholes. So they would come at you for that sort of thing. My rule was if the person couldn't walk down an aisle without hitting a wall, I wouldn't sell to them. And this happened with this one old, like 50, 55-year-old dude. Comes in right before beer sales close, tries to buy us a 24-pack of Bud Light. He puts it on the counter, and I say, hey, man, I'm not going to sell this to you. You're way too fucking drunk. And he looks at me and says, I'm old enough to be your dad. I'm like, that's cool.
Oh, you just convinced me to sell you alcohol.
That's
Wow.
All right, well,
Yeah.
here you go.
I've
No,
been
that's
won
cool.
over. All right, give me your fucking credit card.
Like, that's cool, man. You're not getting it. So he says, you know,
Don't make me spank you.
God, I wish.
Make me change your diaper.
And so he tries to hand it to his friend, and I'm like, dude, I'm not going to let your friend buy it either because it's still going to you. And he's like, whatever. And he leaves it on the counter, starts walking out the store and mumbles, and fucking faggot.
Oh, threw the F-bomb at you.
Yeah.
Oh,
The only,
no.
look, my boyfriend is the only person who's allowed to call me that.
Uh-huh.
So I get a little mad. I come around the counter. He's just left the door, and the doors, they swing outward. So I Spartan kick the door open at him.
You hit him?
Yeah, no, it hit him in the back. He kind of stumbles forward, and I'm like, come on, buddy, come on. I was, keep in mind, 23 years old and really drunk at this point because I had just started my shift.
And you were really drunk?
Working, yeah. And I'm like, come on, buddy. Well, what did you say? I couldn't hear you. Do you want a beer? You want a beer now?
You want a beer now? As you're like rolling up your fucking sleeve.
Yeah. Is this a beer?
Is this beer? Does this look like a beer to you?
And it would have been fine, except when the morning manager came in the next morning, I told her about it, and she looked at the camera and told the owner about it. The owner's like, sorry, buddy, I'm going to have to suspend you for this.
Fair enough.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, I mean, that was fair. I deserved it. Just don't ever fucking tell people that shit.
Good God.
God.
What I thought was a fun story with friends is apparently assaulting a customer.
I mean, he did. I mean, is it assault if he screams like slurs at you
He's
like
being
that?
a bitch.
Throws the F-bomb.
Yeah,
Being
yeah,
a
that's pretty rough.
motherfucker. Being a scummy.
Dude, we've all had like
Scab.
some fucking shitty ass jobs though, and you just don't want to put up with people's shit. Corey, have you worked shitty jobs before?
Yeah.
Like what happened?
Give us
like,
a horror
why
story.
is it shitty? Why is a job shitty?
Shitty when you're making I don't know,
Like
the
shit
minimum
pay,
wage, yeah.
and you got a shitty manager.
What's like the most bullshit job you've ever had to work before? Don't worry, you're
I
not
don't
gonna
know,
sell this
dude.
minimum wage job up the river. It'll be fun.
You don't have to say their name or whatever. Just be interesting.
Like,
I would love to hear your thoughts on it.
Shitty jobs.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
horrible.
dude.
I know you've worked some horrible jobs. I've
we've all
worked some
worked
fucking
shitty
horrible. We've
jobs.
all worked garbage ass jobs. Like I've worked at fucking Dollar General in like
Have you worked fast
Northbrook.
food?
That was a terrible fucking job.
Worked at Little Caesars for 3 days. It was the worst job I ever had.
Little Caesars is probably the worst job I've ever had.
You worked at Little Caesars?
Yeah.
How long?
I don't know, like
Longer than 3
9
days.
months. Something
Jesus.
Like
Is that what sparked the fire in your culinary kitchen?
oh yeah, absolutely. that's where it all began, dude.
Where'd your appreciation for fine dining come from? Well, hot and ready just wasn't
Hot
enough
and
for
ready,
me.
$5
$5
pizzas.
cardboard pizza.
Apparently, it's like $5.50 now at some places.
Oh, maybe they
Those
bumped up their quality to have somewhat
motherfuckers.
real fucking bread. Dude, they made me work, like, I don't give a fuck. They made me work like 12 hours my first fucking day, and they wanted me to be back the next morning within like 4 hours. So I got off at 2 o'clock in the morning, and that was my first fucking day. After a 12-hour shift, they wanted me to be back at 6 in the morning to open that shit.
To go
I was
make
like, fuck that.
$8.50 an hour. and
Sounds
shit.
like
Less.
some people wanted
When
a
I
few
was-
days off, and they found out a new guy was starting.
That's what it sounds
Yeah.
like to me. Somebody wanted their fucking shitty vacation so they could smoke
Fuck
crystal
that.
meth and come back to
No,
work.
every pizza place is like that. I did Domino's for a while, and the first day they started me was 50% off all pizza day.
Fuck out of here.
Shut the fuck
They
up.
made me watch a third of their. First off, they have a 3-day training course. They made me try and watch it all in one day, and then about a third of the way through day 1 of the 3-day training course that I was supposed to do in one day, they told me, "Hey, you're smart. We're just gonna throw you on the road, okay? We're pretty backed up right now."
You're gonna be fine.
Yeah,
You're a delivery boy now.
yeah, it's cool.
What's it like being a delivery boy? I'm sure you meet some fucking fuckery people, like whatever.
At the time, I didn't smoke weed, so it wasn't as fun as it could have been. But I developed a lifelong appreciation for Kanye West and for having a shitty car, so you will always win road rage arguments because you have less to lose.
Did you listen to a lot of Kanye back then?
Yeah, no, I was on this weird Kanye West kick. This is before he started to get real bad. So it was just always good pump-up music for me because I didn't smoke weed, and I tried my best not to drink and drive, except for the night Trump got elected. That was,
That was a weird day.
yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
You get a pass.
I drank about half a bottle of Fireball in the walk-in and cried.
when you're working as a delivery boy, isn't it fucking like? Don't they tell you in the orientation like that some people try to tip you in blowjobs or something like that?
Is that a real thing?
They,
Is that
like,
a
Yeah,
thing?
no,
they
it is.
warn
People
you.
answer the door with butt ass naked, like, thanks for the pizza.
That's what I was
Wanna
gonna
come on
get to.
in?
Like, I'm sure they told you about that.
Yeah.
So did this ever fucking happen? Did you ever?
Not to me. There was one time though, and it was a specific.
I'd take it every time.
It was like, what do they call condos but shitty?
Like fucking townhouses.
Yeah, it was
Section
like
8?
it was exactly. It was like a row of like kind of lower income townhouses, and towards the end of this one, there was an apartment or a unit in one of them. And one of our head drivers comes back and he's like, "Yeah, this lady just tried to offer me a blowjob. She said she's gonna order dessert later. I know I'm married, but I'll send one of you guys."
He already got his dick sucked by her. Fucking
Yeah, no, like he
sweating. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
he
No
said
tip.
no.
Out
He
of
was
breath
done.
and shit.
He was just finished. He couldn't do round 2. But sure enough, she does call again. It's going out. It's
He was like, I'm gonna take the nap in the car while you boys have at it.
So they're all fucking 17. I'm like 24 at this time. I've got a long-term fucking girlfriend. But all these 17, 18-year-old kids are like, I want to go. I want to go.
Fighting each other.
Yeah, it turns out that her husband was watching the whole time.
What?
And this was some weird fantasy they had.
Cuckold.
Yeah,
It's
no.
a cuckold.
But it wasn't even that. It was like a domestic dispute cuckold situation.
Domestic dispute cuckold.
They like got off on him catching her. It was weird.
What the fuck?
And then they
People
just
are weird.
fucked in front of you.
But it's not even catching them. It's
They
just,
fucked
they
on top of
straight
the
up
pizza
set
that
it
made
up.
you watch.
It's the
Let me
basic
get my wallet.
like pizza delivery boy like scenario.
I'm in the wrong fucking business. That's all I gotta say. My job is not sexy. DJs don't pull it as much as pizza guys and plumbers.
That
Not
can't
even, like-
possibly be true.
Like even with the Rockstar phase where you wear the helmets, like
Yeah,
you
you
get
got
laid
your
then, right?
you got your stormtrooper mask on. It's
Did you ever
the
have
baby
anyone-
DJ phase?
Yeah, I want to hear some more DJ stories.
Did anyone ever have you keep the helmet on?
Yeah, did you wear the helmet during sex?
Corey, tell us some fucking stories.
No, I didn't.
I did blood and baby powder once. It was a toga night.
Wait, what?
You did what?
The blood and baby powder shit I used to wear in my baby
Oh.
DJ phase. It was a toga night. It was like a weird like Greek god toga night. So I was like, I want to make my DJ aesthetic into this party. So I took a black sheet, wrapped it around myself like a toga, threw the baby powder on it, threw all the fake blood on,
And you smashed.
and I did. I ended up hooking up with someone at the end of that night.
Was she covered in baby powder?
At the end of it,
And
yes.
fake blood. Did it make some like weird doughy? Like,
It's this weird like crusty pink thing. It's terrible. That's why I don't do it anymore. They clash.
Sounds like an infection waiting to
wait,
happen.
you baby powder up your dick and balls before a DJ set? I understand that it can get sweaty in
It
those
does.
leather
It
pants
does.
sometimes.
It does get very sweaty. It still gets sweaty at Mixwell's. It's just no fake blood anymore.
Dude, Mixwell's is such a great venue now. I can't get over it. Like, they've got that fucking dope-ass projector. Like, they just set that up, and, like, Dan was like, look at the projector. I go up there and fucking... I look over above the bar right as you go to walk into the dance thing, and they've got this fucking music video from... You told me the name of it. It's like Three Teeth.
Three Teeth, yes.
Up there and shit, and it's this cool, like, industrial-looking fucking, like, band playing, and
Yeah.
then DJ stuff set up, like, by the window in there by the dance floor, and they've got a big-ass, nice-ass bar, plenty of bar backs and bartenders. You go out back, Corey's tending a fire and shit, waiting for his turn to play. It's a fucking great venue up there.
No,
Like,
it's
a lot of
go.
fun. It is a
really-
lot of fun.
We've got a really good team with us, and we've got a really nice bar to be our home space. So we're having a lot of fun with it.
Do you guys like have foam parties and shit? I went
We
to a
used
gothic
to.
foam party once, and
Oh.
it was a weird night.
No, those are great. Those are really fucking fun.
Maybe we could do an outdoor one.
Yeah, that's the
Outdoor
plan.
foam party?
Well, no, it'll turn into like that Nine Inch Nails Mudstock show
Oh yeah,
because of all the dirt out there. But I'll do it. I'm cool with it.
What happened there?
Wait, Nine Inch Nails Mudstock? You never
Yeah,
seen
I
that?
never heard of this.
So in like I want to say 94 or 96, it was one of the Woodstock revivals, but it rained the whole fucking time, and this was right after Downward Spiral dropped. It was one of Nine Inch Nails' first big festival shows, and before the show, all of the band just like rolled in mud.
The band did?
Yeah. So like if you look at it, this shit, they're just all. It's a really intense live show, and they're all just covered in like shitty Woodstock mud the whole time.
What the shit?
The best live show I've ever seen.
Everybody's gonna hate me, but I've only heard like one or two Nine Inch Nails songs, and I've always told I'd like them. They're like an industrial, like kind of metal, aren't they?
They're one of the first big industrial rock bands. It's
Yeah,
like
I need to get into them.
they shamelessly ripped off Skinny Puppy and made it commercially viable.
But have they put out a good album for 7 years?
Yeah, there's some
Debatable.
pretty good albums.
This is Mudstock.
This is Mudstock, yeah.
So everybody's just up there, like, destroyed,
Fuck yeah, they
covered
are
in
soaked.
fucking all kinds of grossness. It's really low quality.
How the
video,
fuck do you
but I
even
get
play
the idea.
instruments when the instruments and the strings are covered in thick mud? That
So,
seems
Industrial
impossible.
music is all backtracked.
They
This
don't
is-
play any of this shit live.
No, it's all karaoke. I mean,
Shut
maybe
the fuck
they're
up.
maybe they're
Seriously?
guitarist and drummer, but like all the keyboard stuff is pretty much always backing tracks.
So Slayer used to play Raining Blood live on stage and have like this waterfall of fake blood over like Kerry King and Jeff Hanneman and fucking Tom Araya while they're all playing. And that stuff's like oily that they use so that it doesn't damage the electronics inside the like pickups of the guitars and stuff like that. So when they had it like raining down on them, Kerry King was talking about in an interview. He was like, I didn't even fucking know where I was at the entire time because you can't see your fretboard. You just all muscle memory, and it makes it so slippery. Your hands almost like come off the guitar the entire time, but they just fucking powered through it and would just like play these amazing performances with like fake blood raining down all over you and stuff like that.
There's a really terrible video of that. It was a DVD they put out that says like, and at the end, raining blood with a live blood storm. And maybe it was an off night, maybe it's always like this, but it was just this like pitiful, like a few tiddlywinks of blood coming down. And I expected, like, you ever seen that scene in Blade?
Yeah.
At like the very beginning, the blood
Yeah.
rave. I
Where they're all,
expected
like,
it to be like that, but it was not. It was just this little pathetic.
This is the one that I've seen that I'm talking about, which is fucking. It's pretty intense the way that they did it. Like they.
So you're saying that they're all backtrack. All the guitars are fake when
These
they're
are
playing.
not, but for
No,
like
not in
industrial
Slayer.
shows and
But
stuff like
in
that.
9 Inch Nails, like, a lot of their, at least keyboard parts are pretty much backtracked. And
That's so interesting.
it's because it's so hard to recreate live. Like, I get it, but it definitely does lead to some kind of cheesy karaoke-style bands.
Go back a little bit further.
But yeah, look how soaked they fucking are, and they have this like fucking crazy waterfall of blood coming down on them. I don't know. Is this the one that you saw that was?
No,
like,
this one's actually good. Like, you can see blood on them.
I don't know. This must have been like right after the blood came down. It's like hard to see in the video, but you guys get the idea. I mean, and they're playing like that with all that. That's fucking showmanship. Those dudes fucking get after it.
You ever been to a Guar show?
Oh, I want to. So
Going
bad.
for my first one the day before my birthday. If
Oh,
you
you're
guys wanna
going?
Come December 28th. Guar is having a show. I don't know where, but they cover people in fake blood all the time.
Yeah.
I've missed every Guar show, but me and some friends are all going down for my birthday. If you guys want to come down for that,
That
It should
would be
a
fucking
good
awesome.
old fucking time.
So, like, explain a little bit of Guar. They're like an interdimensional alien species that have come to play metal or rock and roll, right? That's their thing. And then they go to their show, and you just get fucking drenched in fake blood, and they're cutting things in half, and it's incredibly gory and lots of props.
Yeah, they dress up in these crazy like alien costumes and shit like that, and just make themselves like, I don't know, they're like super showmans. They come up there with like, they had a Donald Trump thing that they decapitated on stage, and it sprays blood all over the audience, and they pull out this big giant dick thing that sprays out foam all over the crowd and shit like that. And
Did
it's
their
supposed to be-
vocalist die?
Otis
Yeah.
Sarungus was the original vocalist, and yeah, he died of a heroin overdose a couple years ago. And then
They had this lady perform in his place.
she's
and
gone now.
Yeah.
But she used to shoot blood out of her tits.
Yeah, now it's fuck, what's his name? Beefcake the Mighty, the guy who used to play Beefcake, is now their new
Beefcake?
vocalist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
the
there's-
Beefcake the Mighty is one of their characters, who I think is their bassist. I could be wrong. I don't really like Guar that much.
There's just such interesting characters, like, because I remember seeing like Viva La Bam and all
Yeah.
that shit, and they would be on there, and they're still in fucking character or Jackass or whatever. I don't know what the fuck they were on. Wild Boys?
Yeah,
Was that it?
It was
They were
Viva La
on
Bam.
Viva La Bam, and
They
Viva La
were
Bam?
definitely on Viva La Bam.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he had like Bloodhound Gang and him.
He
and,
had
like,
Gore
fucking-
play like in his
CKY.
backyard or something like
Something
that.
Yeah,
like that,
he
yeah.
had like a bunch of them, dude, because his brother's in CKY, so that's how he's connected to all those bands and stuff.
Yeah,
so he would
yeah.
have Villa Vallo come out from him and shit.
I think Clutch played too.
yeah, dude.
God, fucking Clutch.
Are
you-
you Clutch?
On Viva La Bam, or were you thinking about when you went to see them?
No, Viva La Bam
Because they
on the show.
I think they recently played with Clutch at.
It may have been a different episode, but
Right.
anyway.
Yeah, dude. I'm not like you said. I'm not like the biggest fan of
Yeah.
War ever. There's definitely some songs that I love by them, but I've never like been like balls deep into them. But it's such a like
Slaughterama.
theatrical like
Yeah.
it's such a fucking cool thing, and like I've missed it every time, and I'm just like I would love it even if it's not like it's not 100% like the shit that I love. Like I feel like it's an experience
Yeah,
that
for sure.
I'm missing if I don't go and see it. Like,
It's
you
not
should-
like fucking Slipknot, where you just, their whole shtick is the masks. They have a whole like character, a whole persona, a whole storyline with it.
There's a whole thing. There's a whole, and the crowd's involved, and you gotta know when you go in there to wear like shitty clothes because they're gonna be fucking destroyed after Guar.
Like a
don't-
white shirt as a souvenir sort of thing.
That's what my buddy Sean did. He had the Guar white T-shirt or whatever, and went to a Guar show and had the fucking T-shirt with fake blood as the souvenir later and shit.
Oh yeah,
Speaking of bands with sticks, I would love to see Mushroom Head.
dude, I've seen Mushroom Head like 5 times.
How fucking great are they live?
They're really good. Like, I've seen them like 5 times in like 3 or 4 different eras of what they've done, and every single time it's like somehow you took being cheesy industrial metal with masks and way too many members and made it not fucking lame. I saw them at Land of Illusion, actually, the fucking
What?
haunted house park.
Really?
A little bit north of here. And after the show, they like kept their masks and shit on and like hung out in the haunted houses and were scaring people.
That's pretty fucking
That's
cool.
Yeah,
brutal.
and they're Ohio dudes too, so they're like
They're from
Yeah,
Ohio?
they play
Cleveland,
around here
yeah.
pretty often.
But were they as good as Coal Chamber?
fuck Coal Chamber.
Making jokes. I just got jokes. That's all.
First off, Devil Driver's way better. Second off,
I don't
Coal
fuck with
Chamber's
I don't
Coal
know,
Chamber
dude.
or Devil
Loco.
You guys have to ward out right now.
I want
just-
to.
I'm
I want to
just
announce
kidding.
that Corey's fired.
I'm just kidding.
Big announcement on the Bastard Sermon today. As far as your DJing stuff goes right now, what do you have that people can get a hold of, like, currently? Do you have any tracks that people can go out there and listen to?
I have a Mixcloud and a SoundCloud.
How do they get to it? Just DJ STYCLO on Google or something?
My Mixcloud is DJ STYCLO, and my SoundCloud is also DJ STYCLO.
Where'd you get that name from?
I came up with it while I was tripping one time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you
pretty
remember
cool.
what inspired it? Like, what was the spark that was like, did it just get something stuck inside your head, or were you just like putting letters
Pretty
together?
much, yeah. It was just like kind of happening.
That's a cool fucking like reason to put that together. Steven, you like halfway explained. I don't think you ever got to the end of the story, but how did the Stephen29 name come from? Where did that come from, rather?
So I've on and off had an industrial band called 29 Red, which is named after a Tom Waits song. And after the first show we did at Mad Hatter, oh God, must have been October maybe 2010. After the first show we did at Mad Hatter, I was like, oh man, I'm fucking getting up there now. Gotta have a stage name. I'm gonna be like Andy Six. That's Stephen29. How about that? And it just kind of stuck, even as a joke. So now I still use it as a DJ name. It's just kind of like a branding.
Do you have anything that people can get a hold of, or a place that they can go to hear your stuff, other than, like, of course, go to Darkotica on Thursdays to see you guys?
I'm notoriously bad about putting up mixes or even original music, but what I would tell people is either if you look up Stephen29 on Facebook or just through the Darkotica page, you can find the most recent thing I've done or am doing.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, everybody should go out and check that
Yeah,
shit out. I just
absolutely.
want to, like, shout it out. Like, we don't have to, like...
It sounds like it's such a good fucking time. I need to fucking go to this thing.
No, it is.
Definitely.
I really need to go.
I wouldn't go every week if I didn't have a great time.
We
Like,
had an incident. I was kind
Ooh,
of like
an incident.
I was kind of worried about the fate of it when I first took over. Like, I'm going to run this till it dies. But we've been able to make it flourish into what it used to be back in the day, and even hopefully go above and beyond that. And the first time I really felt confident about that was the first Halloween after I took over on my own as the person who was the guy. In like 2015, we had a Halloween event, and one of the security guys runs up to me and he's like, Steven, we just caught somebody doing coke in the bathroom. Should I kick him out? And I'm like, no, dude, people are doing coke in the bathroom. We're a real club again. We're really doing it.
Continue.
What, you're going to kick everyone out
Continue.
that's doing coke in the bathroom? Like, what? We're not going to have a fucking, like, a fun
That's
night?
a club, dude. That's
Come on.
what club you do. At
Nowadays I would. We have single person bathrooms, and it's just a dick move. Just go to your car like a normal person.
Yeah, don't be a fucking animal.
DJ STYCLO, how long until you betray Steven?
clubs. Yeah, you're gonna sabotage him.
It's the order of
fuck
the
his
Sith.
girlfriend?
You-
That's how the Sith
the
roll,
rule of two.
right?
The
Yeah.
rule of two, Corey. Yeah,
can only be
eventually
two.
one day you'll have to cut Steven down.
Do you have a
Second-
plan to like?
Secondary question: do you consider yourself more of a Darth Maul or more of a Count Dooku?
Let's let Corey answer.
How about Revan?
Yeah, or Revan. I guess that's 1,000 years before those two, but that's fine.
Are you
I
Kylo Ren?
guess Darth Maul, because it would be pretty cool to get chopped in half.
Oh yeah. Also,
And he
Darth Maul
survives.
gets that cool spider bottom half in the comics after that.
That's so weird that that's canon.
Yeah.
All of that's canon now because he was in the Han Solo movie.
I don't know
and
about
all
this.
that
I haven't
shit.
seen it yet.
Whoops.
Oh, whoop.
Well,
Well,
you
I
had
spoiled
long
the
enough.
fuck out of
It's
that,
my
dude.
fault.
You had long enough.
Yeah, you're fucked. You
my
fucked.
fault.
You fucked up.
I should have
dude.
known this already.
So,
Goddamn.
Corey, you brought this. You have this whole list in front of you. Not a lot of guests really have that. What do you have on here?
Just general links and other information.
General links?
Cover
Yeah,
it, man.
Yeah.
Do you have
let's
shit
get
that
into
we
that
wanna-
shit.
Let's
I
go
didn't
over
look
it.
at this shit.
Can
So
we listen to a song on the episode? Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean,
Unless it's not cool, that's okay. We don't have to.
One of mine?
Yeah.
If you want.
Or any one
sure.
of yours. Yeah, I'd love to hear some
Whatever.
fucking music. Let's hear what this shit's all about.
do you want to hear like one of our things, or do you want to hear like something that's indicative
All of it. Let's hear it all.
Darkotica?
Why not?
Let's have a taste of it all.
Just give us something. Hit us with something.
Hit us.
Good.
Well, I mean, what would you call like
Go
an
ahead.
iconic Darkotica song?
The VMV Nation.
Oh, look up VNV Nation Chrome.
Yeah.
That's
Would this be on YouTube?
yeah, for sure.
Right
Is
there.
that it?
That's probably the most popular band in our scene, and it's just like dark electronic dance music.
Did you guys do music on this?
No. These guys are like German and super popular.
German. Okay.
So they play for Darkotica. For people that don't know, they create mixes, and then you guys like edit the mixes and like put them together so that they transition smoothly and like put it. You guys have your own music that you do produce and stuff like that under your DJ names, but
Yeah.
like at Darkotica, it's like just to clarify, like
We are DJing the music of other people,
Yeah.
generally dance remixes. Yeah.
I have just recently started trying to sneak in my own originals into my sets, but that's like still at the very prototype phase.
right. There's definitely going to be room for that, I'm sure. But this is just for our listeners and for Pat that seem confused. This is like a really popular song that they're playing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
A million faces, each a million lies. For each and all, a crown disguise. Prompts for action, false reaction. Embodied promise in a sheen so pure.
It seems very like Nine Inch Nails
It
based.
definitely
Yeah.
seems like something you do coke in the bathroom for.
For sure. You just
Yeah.
gack up a fat old rail. Oh shit! Time to get out to the dance floor, and then you just hear.
Desires giving you
Fucking dry humping the dance floor.
You just described every fucking Thursday that I've had for the last like 10 years.
Yeah, VMV Nation is a pretty good example, though.
Yeah, no, I would say they're like the iconic ones.
Yeah.
But do you guys have music that we can find or listen to?
Corey would probably more than I do.
Corey, let's hear it. Do you have any of your old
You
shit
can-
from way back in the day?
From
too?
my go to my SoundCloud. Yeah, that's my old shit. I have an EP that I'm getting ready to drop soon.
You got a
Yeah,
name for
We're
that?
still collaborating on that shit, right?
Can we talk about
Yeah,
that shit?
we can talk a little bit about it. Yeah,
Let's
sure.
talk about that shit.
Yeah. What do you want? What do you want?
How
to
long
know
you been
about
working on this?
it?
And how close are you to being finished?
So I'm expecting it to be ready by 2019. Like,
Ooh.
Do you know like what part of 2019, or is it just generally 2019?
I'm shooting for like January to February. Like I want it to be like
That's
pretty
soon, my
early
dude.
on in the year. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So like I'm like right there with the instrumentals, but then you have to do vocals after that because I have to give my final product to my vocal producer, and he has to take that and you know what I'm trying to say.
By vocals,
Yeah,
do you mean
100%.
like singing or screaming?
I kind of like I'm gonna do like a range of things. Like there's one song where I'm like kind of like almost talking, like so to speak.
Is it about anything specific? Is there a theme to the whole album?
Yeah. So the album is going to be called Phoenix, and the reason why is because it's going to be pretty much like my memoir to one of the most difficult times of my life. And Phoenix Rise from the Ashes, so that's like kind of like a symbolic title. You know what I mean?
I like it a lot.
I appreciate that.
Is this all gonna be?
So
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Are you comfortable talking about like what that event was or what was going on that inspired this event?
no, not
I
on
gotcha.
not on a podcast.
Yeah, that
but
makes
yeah,
complete
it was-
sense.
Yeah,
Dude. Wait for the album.
yeah.
It's like what's a good example for a song that we could check out here?
Really quickly, I just still want to like touch on the EP a little bit before we play some music. Is it all just like, so it sounds like it's a lot of like EDM based and stuff like that, and one track where it's might be a little bit more spoken word with like a beat in the background or something. Is that all that it's going to encompass, or do you want to talk about like, I saw you post something on Facebook, and I'm trying to like tiptoe around on whether or not you're trying to announce if this is going to be part of it or not. But is that all the music that's going to be on this EP, or is it just like strictly that?
It's got a good blend. There's a psytrance track. There's a straight up house track, but it's like dark house kind of, like a dark minimal pop. Things in those spectrums, if that makes any sense to anybody that's listening right now. That's
100%.
what I would describe it as.
And this is, so it's an EP, so like 4 or 5 songs, or do you have a length yet?
It's looking like it's going to be 5 with a bonus track.
What's the time on that? Like 30 minutes or like?
I couldn't tell you.
Gotcha.
Where can people get it? Because I'm interested.
It's not out yet.
No, I mean when it does come out, how can people get it? Will it be available on SoundCloud and
pretty
Mixcloud?
much online, like anywhere you can accept a digital.
Yeah, shout out the DJ STYCLO page.
Okay, so we can expect it to be on like iTunes and stuff like that.
Well, I don't know about iTunes or Spotify or any of the bigger names, but I'm going to start off small and see where it goes from there.
It probably wouldn't be too hard to get it out on there, man. You definitely should. Like, I've heard one of the tracks on it that you played at my house when we were hanging out or whatever, and it's fire, my dude. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, it's really good. It's fucking powerful shit. And I don't know, you always play good stuff. Let's get into an example of, like, what you play and stuff. What do you think on this page would be a good representation of you to our listeners?
Don't you have that tattooed on your arm?
The Darkotica tattoo?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
That's fucking bad.
Got it before
It's on
I
my
did.
forearm, yeah. Play that one right there.
Monsters in My Head?
Monsters in My Head, yeah. Remastered by Blaze Right Studios.
I think this is my first time hearing this too.
This
We're
is
at
an old
Darkotica.
one that I did.
You're at Darkotica, you know you're snorting some coke. Fucking
This was
Allegedly.
one of the first songs that I like ever completed on my own.
Are you doing those vocals?
No, those are samples.
I could definitely see myself doing that, like, arm whaley dance.
Yeah, dude.
It's such an interesting dance.
See that? That's nothing. Really. That kind of thing happens all the time.
I know this video where you sampled it from.
Scratch that. Just ignore it.
How long ago did you put this out?
2014, 15, somewhere in that area.
What was that?
That's awesome. I used to watch that video all the time on psychedelics.
I don't want to copy
Oh, I get it. I
Yeah.
get it.
You're killing me, Corey.
I remember when you were first starting the whole DJing and making programs. Wasn't something called Optimus something?
Optimus Crime.
Optimus
oh my
Crime?
God,
Yeah.
I can't believe you remember that.
Yeah, dude. Of course I remember that.
Unless
dude.
you change your DJ name to that.
Well, so what was up
Dude,
with Optimus Crime?
That was
Tell me about
seriously,
that.
was the first time I ever touched like a digital synthesizer, and like, I can't
Fogarty's.
I can't believe you remember that.
Absolutely, dude. Of course I remember that. I fucking know you for like over a decade. It feels like. So I remember. I can't remember what was the fucking metal band on something. What was the name of the metal band you were in with Neil and shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't sound important. But yeah, I remember you starting this shit. I remember all the shows at Fogarty's and stuff. And I remember you seeing your name on one of those fucking things. And I was like, oh, he's doing fucking dubstep now.
Yeah.
Is there any of that online we can look at?
No,
You don't know?
no.
Nothing you want to listen to?
No.
Did you
these,
bury-
these couple pages are it?
Did you bury the Optimus Crime stuff?
That's on my old. You've seen it. My old tower PC. I had you. Damn it! What? It was a Dell. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Those are on there. If you can make that thing work, then you can find them.
Dude, I'm gonna fix that fucking computer just so that we can have access to those tracks again.
If Cody doesn't, I will. I want to hear this shit.
Optimus Crime.
Dude, I'll
dude.
fucking tear into that computer.
Just for the name. Like,
Where'd you come up with that name?
Crime.
Would you ever do a DJ
I
night as
think-
Optimus Crime?
I think I don't know. It was just baked on my friend's couch or something. I mean,
Love
it was-
Transformers.
Yeah.
God, what-
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
What's that one English trap guy? R.O. Grime. It's like cool fucking names like that. I wish I had come
yeah.
up with.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, and you guys have a night where you're actually performing. You perform every single Thursday, right, Steven?
I am a greedy bitch, and I make sure I'm there performing every Thursday.
Nothing wrong with that.
We have a rotating list of our co-residents and occasional guests under it. It's can I shout out my team real quick?
For sure, let's do
No,
it.
not at all.
Okay, so Darkotica, it's a group effort. It's myself, my second in command, Spencer Burton, occasional DJ Night Pain. He's been my bro since the beginning. There's my co-residents, Gary, DJ Impossible, Corey, DJ STYCLO, and DJ Hazmat, and then my girlfriend Julia, who is
She DJs too?
No, she's our art director. She
Gotcha.
did the, if you ever see the I Hate This Place, See You Next Week logo, when the thing with the moon for the O, she's the one who did that.
It's the shirt that Corey's wearing right now.
Yeah, the shirt that Corey's wearing right now, actually. Way fucking cooler than mine.
That's a really fucking dope-ass shirt.
Right?
It's got the fucking crescent moon in the middle of it. Dude, that's fucking legit. That's a cool-ass logo.
No, it's a great fucking logo. I love it, and we've been really trying to build the brand. Anyway, what was I saying?
You were talking about shouting out your team. You said Julia was the art director.
Yeah,
She
before
did.
that's the whole team after that. Shouting at the team.
We were talking about the next time. I was going to get into
the Urban Show.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about because Corey's going to be up there. If you guys want to check out Steven, always go to Darkotica. He's always going to be up there. But if you want to check out
Every single
STYCLO, yeah, get into the 29th show.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so November 29th, we're doing a rare... Mixwell's is our home now. We were somewhat homeless for a while, but now we are at Mixwell's on Spring Grove no matter what. With the exception of November 29th, we are doing, in collaboration with a local EDM group called Fresh Local Producers, we are doing a collaboration Darkotica event at Urban Artifact. And it will be myself and Corey DJing. Corey's roots are in EDM, so this is a perfect show for us to do together. And we're also having live projections and a performance by Mike Wiley's group, Square Syntax.
Live projections? What's that?
So he does projection mapping where he puts up like these blocks and then like maps video to each section of the block.
What?
Yeah, it's all like live 3D projection, hologram stuff. Exactly.
Excuse me?
Urban Artifact, November 29th, if you fuckers want to see that. Keep going,
be great.
Steven.
It's going to be a good EDM industrial fusion. We all have our roots in EDM and industrial music. Super excited to be working with FLP and the Darkotica family. It's going to be a super fun time.
Is this the first time that you'll be back on DJing and shit in the last, like, you haven't been up for like a month, right?
It's been
It's been a couple
mid-October,
weeks. Yeah.
That'll be awesome, man.
Keep
Will
the
you
other
wear your
residents.
stormtrooper hat?
No, that's
I'd love to see that.
long since retired.
Let's do a throwback night. We'll do a throwback night. I'll wear my goofy
If you,
shit.
if you guys can find me a clone helmet, then I'll spray paint it matte
Well,
black. and I'll wear it.
remember
Will you be
Cybergod?
Optimus
You have
Prime,
to
though?
find the clone helmet.
Will you be Optimus Crime if you do the throwback?
Yeah,
Doug? You
let's
gotta
do
have the
Optimus Crime
It's gotta
song.
be the clone helmet and Optimus
Sure,
Crime.
fine.
We'll do
said it
a
on the air.
throwback night. I'll do the Cybergoth night thing that I did like back in January. You can do that.
It'd be mortifying, dude.
It'll be terrible. We'll love it.
But outside of that, is there like I heard? So they're building these fucking giant like projection things on the stage, and then like what else? The performance by who was it again?
Square Syntax, Mike Wiley. He's the guy behind Phase Melt Digital.
Good people.
Super
Very good
fucking
people.
talented guy. He used to play at Rake's End like 3 times a week. Wonderful guy. R.I.P.
Rake's End was a really popular bar and club, right?
Yeah.
I never went there, but I heard good things about it.
I remember
Everybody's
the,
sad that it closed down.
The big goodbye party.
I don't.
A lot of people don't, I'm sure.
I bought a 30-pack. The bar ran out of beer 5 times.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What does the bar do when they run out of beer? They just go to the gas station?
No, that's exactly what they did.
Times.
5? Was it actually 5 times?
It was at least 5.
You said you didn't remember.
The dock ran out of beer a few times too.
The doc?
Yeah.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
like,
when
doctor?
the dock closed.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, it came to the point because I basically worked at the bar. I was just walking behind the bar and grabbing bottles of whiskey and stuff. I was like, all right, we're just going to take this to the booth with us because you're too busy to serve me. Sorry.
Dude, can we get into some of the craziest nights at the dock? I don't feel like we touched on that enough. Like, what are you able to talk about?
The
Some
Halloween parties for one.
All right,
Get
so
into it.
we can talk about the dock. The statute of limitations is expired there. The building's gone.
cracking my knuckles for questions and shit. Let's go.
All right.
What do you got? Steven was like, all right, and then he was like, and then he gave up. What happened?
I'd like to talk
Oh,
about my
shit.
friend
Here we go.
Trevor.
Okay. We're getting balls deep. I could tell they both just readjusted their assholes
Yeah.
in their chairs, tightened up their buttholes a little bit. All right, let's get
Funny
into
you
it.
should mention assholes.
Oh God.
So, my friend Trevor used to DJ at Darkotica. There was one night where he had met somebody at the club, had said maybe 100 words to her, and says, "I want to eat your ass in the DJ booth." She says yes. Trevor takes her up into the booth and starts, going to town. Problem is, one of our other DJs didn't know about the keep the door closed means no one comes in code. So he just walks in and sees Trevor, like, going to town on this girl's ass and just goes, like...
High fives him and leaves politely, right?
No, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was that kind of foam party." And just, like, turns around and fucking jets out.
I feel like that's gotta be a regular occurrence at a place like that and shit. Like,
yeah, there was a lot of debauchery there, especially the foam parties. Like, you take a bunch of horny, undersexed goth kids, and you put them in a mildly viscous fluid that's 8 feet tall and completely obscures vision from anyone more than 6 inches away from them.
how does a foam party exactly work? We never explained it, I don't think.
You ever seen those bubble machines at parties?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but it's, like, suspended above you.
And it just sprays out all over everybody
It just
throughout
sprays
the entire
foam
time.
down onto the dance floor the whole time.
And people are throwing it around, slipping on it, cracking their melon open on the dance floor.
I wore one of those obnoxious Mexican sombreros for a foam party once, and I had a pile of it, like 5 feet up, on my head as I was walking around.
Yes.
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
It's obnoxious. It's a huge excuse to be a drunk douchebag. But it's fun.
Are glow parties like a regular thing?
We've done a few, like, paint parties before where we do the black lights and we have people throw, like, liquid paint around.
Because I went down to Northside one time and ran into you, and you're all painted up and shit.
Oh,
with,
my
like,
God.
glow-in-the-dark paint. Because I was
No.
going to the tavern, which I never go to. 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel whatever about the tavern. But they had a cool metal show, and I was like, let me go in here. And then I run into Steven. It's like, Cody.
Some dude got into a fight with a neo-Nazi outside of Mixwell's that night.
Holy shit, tell me this story.
Okay, so...
Please.
So, Mixwell's is like an LGBT-friendly
Yeah.
kind of gay bar sort of crowd.
Yeah.
And there was some metal dude walking out of tavern that night with one of those fucking neo-Nazi runes on his vest. And one of the guys at Mixwell's is like, "What the fuck? Do you even know what that means, you fucking racist piece of shit?" They get into a huge fucking fight. And at first, like, I was gone. I was fucking wrecked. I was like, "Ooh, I'm not gonna get into this."
What did he have?
Maybe-
Like some fucking lightning bolts on him or something crazy?
It was like that one fucking rune that's like,
Because I've seen runes that aren't, like, they're just
But
like
it was-
Norse mythology
It
shit.
was a rune that is used by
Okay,
neo-Nazis. But I was kind of like, oh, maybe he doesn't mean it like that. But then his girlfriend was like, "Oh, he called me a cracker. Who's the real racist here?"
Oh,
like,
so you were like, yeah, for sure, that's
Okay.
what that fucking rune means.
Yeah, no, they got into a fist fight right outside Mixwell's, and of course I'm way too fucked up to do anything about it. For all the shit I talk, I'm way too fucked up to do anything about it for once. Just sitting there like, oh, fuck. And my skinhead friend, it was a Halloween party, he was dressed as Popeye at the time, goes up like, "No," and just like walks off like, "I'm gonna find something to piss on." I can't talk about this guy too much. It's gonna go down a huge rabbit hole, but that's his whole life, is dressing as Popeye and finding stuff to piss on.
He dresses like Popeye all the time?
Just for Halloween.
There was this guy that I used to work with that we used to call Popeye, and he's a janitor, and he's really fucking weird. He would tell me the craziest stories, and I would totally enable this shit. He told me one time that he fucking shot a bear right in between the eyes while I was hunting with Inuits. He's a fucking janitor at my work. I
Maybe
was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Fucking lies to you all day long.
Yeah, and then
I believe him.
he told me one time also that he fought off 5 people at once, and he had like he was getting bullied or something. Not that that's funny, but he was getting bullied, and he was trying to fight off 5 people, and he put 2 big ass dudes that were punching him in a headlock while he headbutted the 3rd guy, and he broke the fucking arms of the guy that was the main bully, and he said that the cops were too scared of him to fucking arrest him, so they took him home.
Sounds like a fucking
So you are
Bruce
friends with
Lee
Jeremy.
protagonist.
Yeah,
Like,
is he Jeremy? Is he Jeremy Putman? Who the fuck knows? Yeah.
It sounds like an
That's
action
why he
scene.
accepted you. You fucking known him your whole life.
Who the fuck knows? But who the fuck says that shit?
So does he know you guys call him Popeye?
Oh, like I don't call him Popeye. I would never call him
Because you
Popeye.
said
Have
you
you
egg
heard
it
what he
on,
can
so
do?
that made me think that he doesn't know he's called
No,
Popeye.
this is the dude that Pat. Oh wait, I can't say it. Fuck, never mind. I can't tell that part of it. But it sounds like the type of dude that makes up lies the way that kids used to make up lies in elementary school. Like, my dad could beat up your dad. No, he fucking could. My dad's a Green Beret and a Navy SEAL. And he fucking...
My dad invented Nintendo.
Strongest guy in the whole world. Yeah, exactly.
You know, like one of those fucking kids.
I have an uncle who works at Nintendo and my girlfriend goes to a different school.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Sure thing, Popeye. We believe you.
All right, yeah.
What school does she go to?
But he's a grown-ass fucking man that just tells these stories.
Yeah, he's like 45 years old or some shit. And like there was another time he told me he was chopping down like a fucking tree in his backyard, and he said he had a double-bladed...
With his bare hands, of course.
Yeah, but he had double-edged fucking axe, tree axe.
A battle axe?
Yeah, it wasn't... He said it wasn't a battle axe. He said it was a regular axe, but it had an axe blade on both sides. Yeah, fucking retarded, right?
Hell yeah.
And so he said he chopped down a whole tree down to the last toothpick sliver. And because
that's how chopping trees.
Yeah, that's how it fucking works. He said he was just pissed off one day and he wanted to chop down a tree, and he fucking chops it all the way to the last sliver. And his mom comes out. His mom that he was living with. He said, I thought you were gonna chop down the whole tree. And he says he takes down the last bit of it because it was so blunted and from all the tree chopping he did that he cut the last one. I'm just like, shut the fuck up, motherfucker.
You guys ever get so mad when your mom grounds you just go outside and chop down a whole tree?
Yeah. With a
No, because I'm not
axe.
fucking George Washington.
What the fuck?
Fuck you, Mom. I'm gonna go get firewood.
Right, fuck.
I've had to chop trees down a bunch, and it's not a glorious, fun fucking job. It's a lot of sweating and feeling horrible the whole time and hoping a tree doesn't fall on your grandpa's head while he's 85 trying to show you how to take trees down and shit. Well, like, I've done some hard-ass manual labor in my life, boys, and good fucking luck cutting a tree of any size down unless it's a...
What'd you cut a tree down with?
What? A chainsaw, my guy.
Oh, okay.
Use a chainsaw.
Not a double-bladed axe?
My grandpa... No, you have to like climb the tree and cut it down from the top going down if it's big enough. I didn't do this because I'm afraid of heights. My grandpa was like fucking climbing this tree, no safety equipment and
At
shit.
85?
Well, he was like 83 at the time. Yeah, he built himself
83 and he did this?
So he's got like this big chunk of land or whatever out in Ross, and he bought himself a bobcat when he was like 81. He's
got a bobcat?
Yeah, he bought a... It's not a
Oh,
giant...
not the animal. My bad. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Thought that my grandpa bought a bobcat?
Who the fuck knows anymore? He climbed a tree at 83.
Well, bobcats are...
He didn't climb a tree. He climbed several trees in my mom's backyard and fucking...
My bad.
Bought a large cat to just...
I was like, what are you fucking talking about? Exotic pets?
He's getting older and tireder by the day, but he was a badass his whole life and shit. But he built himself a fucking little pond or whatever up at his property and dug it all out himself and shit. I mean, I went up there and tried to help him, but I almost tipped that fucking... It's like a one-person like bobcat thing with like a little shovel, and you just dig out the ground with it. And I tried to like figure out how to do it. I drove it for a minute, almost tipped it over, like parked that shit, and I was like, I'm done. I can't do this. And they tried to show my little cousin how to do it, and he's like, well, I'll just take care of it myself, and just dug himself out of fucking like a whole pond and shit. And like he's cutting trees down. Like Grandpa's like a real man and shit. I'm over here like, I can make you a nice steak, like on a like I could make you scrambled eggs. Grandpa's like, I could climb a tree and cut all the fucking limbs off of it, and then like make a septic tank from sand and fucking tree bark and shit. I don't know, like it's a hard task cutting a tree down, is what that whole fucking weed tangent that I just went off on was. I'm sorry, you guys.
Dude, but like speaking of like all that crazy shit,
that snowballed.
Yeah, it did. I felt
like,
it at the end. I was like, oh man.
A Popeye, we all know those fucking guys that would grow up in your life that would just make up the most bullshit stories to try to be cool. I remember in high school there was this kid who said that he broke a baby bear's neck in front of the whole class. And we're like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, yeah, we were going hunting and we were using crossbows and I shot the mom. And the baby bear didn't have a mom, so I had to go break its neck with my hands. I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you guys ever know anybody that would grow up and just say a bunch of fucking bullshit?
Everyone that I ever met growing up.
Most of them.
The Juggalos tell me about their common liar daily.
What is up with the Juggalos? Why do you hang out with the Juggalos?
Why don't you hang out with Juggalos?
Yeah, whoop whoop, motherfucker.
Because Luke likes to do cases of whippets and fucking...
I did a case of whippets.
Listen to
with
Twisted.
the Juggalos?
Just one case.
One time.
That's
with
Luke's
the Juggalos.
real story. He was like, I bought a case and I did it all in 40 minutes. And I was like,
Listen,
hold on a minute.
ICP.
Fuck your salvia. Fuck your spice. Whippets and poppers are where it's at. Juggalo's got it figured out.
Poppers like amyl nitrate?
Yes.
Once.
How does amyl nitrate work?
I don't know. You fucking inhale it and it loosens your asshole up. What do you want from me? It feels good.
Loosens your asshole up?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like taking shits and just sliding out?
No, it's
When
more for dicks to slide in, but
Gonna do butt stuff. Take a little amyl nitrate popper.
and it just it
Makes everything
relaxes
nice
your
and smooth.
muscles
You
to
get
make.
loose butthole.
Doesn't it make shit move in slow motion? I've never done it, but I've heard of it.
No, it's
isn't
like
it,
it's like
very-
a euphoric sort of slow motion feeling. It's like being on ecstasy for 45 seconds.
right.
You ever seen that David Lynch movie Blue Velvet?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, Dennis Hopper. It's like a whole.
What are you
fucking-
drinking? Heineken? Fuck that shit.
Pabst
Blue Ribbon.
Yeah, no, he's got that fucking face mask of amyl nitrate.
Oh, that's what it was.
Supposedly, yeah.
It's been a long fucking time since
It's
I've
weird
seen that movie.
that there's people out there that get high by huffing gas. That's really interesting. I always found that fascinating.
Jessica White.
Yeah,
What do you
oh
mean?
fuck, Jessica. Oh, the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West
Shit.
Virginia.
Oh yeah,
Hold on.
that was amazing.
Let's fucking hold on. Jessica White.
Have you ever heard? Luke, you would fucking love this shit. Corey, have you ever heard of this? The Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
I
Puffed
have
so
heard
much
of it,
gasoline he can tell the difference between regular and high test just by the smell.
Is this on
Jessica
Netflix?
White
It's on
on-
Netflix,
Dude,
right?
this is
No, they
fucking
took it. They
Ricky
took it
from
off, but it
Trailer
is on
Park
Amazon.
Boys.
It's on Amazon.
If you have fucking
Buy it.
Amazon, fucking watch this
This
shit.
is Ricky from Trailer Park Boys.
This is how I found out about Hank the Third and shit like that. But yeah, that's this documentary about the White family in West Virginia. They were all coal miners historically that just like robbed the Social Security system and fucking. There's this.
Don't sell them short. Coal miners and tap dancers.
And
No, yeah,
meth heads.
definitely tap
That's what I was getting to. The
dancers.
patriarch of the entire family was this dude D. Ray White, and D. Ray White was like a fucking tap dancer that figured out how to like rig the Social Security system so that all their fucking kids were legally determined to be crazy, so that they could get crazy checks as they put them.
I don't
And then
think
they
it
would
took
use
that
them
much
to-
work.
Yeah, not much. Not in the '60s in coal mine in West Virginia and shit. But and then they just fucking do like drugs throughout the whole. Like they're selling perks. She was like, I went down
All
to
pills.
I went down to the gas station and got me 15 green beans. That's Percocet, and then we take those and we flip them and we pay $2 a pill. We flip them for $4 a pill, and that's called a boot scooting buggy. And I was like, I'm in. I'm fucking in.
He's
It's
fucking
gonna be
tap dancing
fucking
the whole
great.
time.
Yeah.
But here's Jesco, who's the dude. He's like, he took on D. Ray's legacy. He's one of D. Ray's sons that just huffed gasoline until the doctor told me that I only had one brain cell inside my head. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not how fucking brain cells work.
That's a tumor, dude.
He was like, the doctor told me it was eat away like an ash. I'm not doing a good Jesco impression, but just listen to him talk. PBS did this documentary.
PBS.
Yeah.
This is where the documentary we're talking about, PBS did not do. This one from this interview with Jesco is a PBS documentary called The Tap Dancing Outlaw.
Yeah.
And,
The documentary we're talking about is a Johnny Knoxville one.
yeah,
right?
Dick House Productions.
Is that who did the Wonderful Whites?
Yep.
The Wonderful Whites of West Virginia? Yeah, it's a great one.
Fucking check that shit out. So fucking dumb.
I was sniffing a lot of gasoline at the time. And lighter fluid, I just didn't care whether I lived or not, just as long as I was happy and had my pocket full,
Amen.
the share of the world, any way I could get it. I broke in the store just to get lighter fluid to sniff. And that's one reason the woman knew that I did it and I was guilty for what I done. I gave myself away when I stole that case of lighter fluid because my father went there and told her not to sell it to me because I was sniffing it. Now, Deputy Sheriff Boyd Jones was his name. He came up, knocked on my mother's door. He said, Miss White, I got a warrant for Jessica for breaking in her. And he said, is he here? And she said, yes, sir, he is. She was a-crying as he's handcuffed me, and put me in the car. And I hugged her, and I said, don't worry, Mommy. I'll get out sooner or later. And I kissed her on the jaw first and remember, and he put me in a police car, and I was waving by at her through the windshield, with my hands handcuffed, both hands like that. And she was standing on the porch crying as they drove away with me. And I spent, I guess, 6 months in the West Virginia Industrial School for Boys. That's Pruny Town. That's where they rehabilitation you and make you better than what you are, and make you not do them things. Well, I got out, and it didn't help me none. And man, I got a double super buzz. Here I was huffing airplane glue in a sandwich bag. Just all I could. I breathed it on into my lungs and getting high.
You guys taking
And
notes
then
right
I'd
now?
take me a hit of that gas.
Yeah.
Right after I'd hit. Man, you talking about a warped mind, I got one. And lighter fluid, I'd sniff hit by the cans. I'd go around, man, with a sock in my hand like that, soak it down, and I wanted all that good stuff I could get in there. And here, man, I was it. I mean, I was Superman. I mean, it seemed like I could stand in front of a coal train and stop it. That's the stuff that had me thinking, I guess, to get me killed.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
what
Jessica
a character.
White.
What a fucking charter.
How did we get off onto this tangent? I
don't
forgot
know.
already.
We were
but
talking about some shit.
I love Jesco and how
Yeah.
fucked he is in the head.
Good Lord.
It's just because that's a good ass documentary. You just need to fucking check that shit out. It's on Amazon, you said?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Fuck
sure.
yeah. Dudes, I'm so glad you guys came on. Seriously, it was
This
a lot
is
of fun,
fun.
and it was a lot of fun. Is there any last minute things you guys want to plug on here?
Darkotica Mixwells every Thursday. Look for STYCLO's and also my 29 Red EP. We're going to be working together on each of our respective ones together. Primarily Darkotica every Thursday.
Fucking go to that shit.
Yeah, every Thursday night. Come see us. Cody's there. Pat's going to start coming. Luke's going to start coming. It's going to be a cool fucking time.
Hell yeah. Corey, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
No,
Okay,
that's all
right
good.
on. No, like Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, so they can see your dick pics. Anything?
STEPHEN29
Nope.
on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
Tight.
STYCLO, Darkotica, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any last minute like mustache advice for Luke?
Yeah, I need.
How does Luke get a
upgrade my
powerful
my
mustache like
game.
you? Because
Yeah.
he's got such weak mustache.
yours
game.
is nice.
Thank you.
No, it isn't.
Look at everything Freddie Mercury does
Yes.
and just try and be like that.
Do you ever like chew on your mustache hair?
No, Julia makes me cut it before it gets to that point. I really want to, though. It's
Yeah.
like the greatest tragedy in my life is that I can't anymore.
I've got some things I want to plug. We had on Alexis S. Haskett a long while ago. She's a great tattoo artist. I'm getting tattooed by her tomorrow.
Fuck.
No, her shit's fucking
yes.
great. Hell yeah.
Check her shit out.
My girlfriend
she's
just got
fucking
tattooed
awesome.
by her the other day and did some super legit work on Allie. Like, it looks fucking awesome. She's a great artist.
She's very good with her colors. I really love her color work. It's
Also,
amazing.
our first donator, Clint Young, who gave $30 to pay for a month of our Libsyn, is getting married, and he asked me to be his best man. this Thursday.
Congrats,
So congratulations.
That's fucking awesome.
Clint Young and Shelby Nintz Helser.
Are you
Welcome
gonna-
to the family, I guess.
You gonna say a speech?
Thanks for supporting us,
I
Clint. We
have to,
really
yes.
appreciated that. You
Are you
helped
ner-
me out so much with that.
Are you
$30.
Are you nervous with the speech?
No, I am guaranteeing tears. All
You're gonna
around.
cry?
Hell yeah.
Me? No.
You're gonna make him
I'm gonna
cry.
smile and laugh at all the other weaklings crying around me.
All the other weekends.
Luke makes me cry every time that he shows up and that mustache is still there.
Check out the shit talking cunts. Go ahead and check out Between the Covers.
We got Olympics coming soon.
Black Collar.
If you guys
TV.
want to see us stare at dicks for 2 hours straight, then check out the Olympics whenever Joey O'Neill puts that out. He's doing a dick competition. I don't know how
that's gonna
exactly
be
it's going to
fucking
work, but we're going to be
weird.
looking at dicks all night. So.
Yeah, for 2 hours.
That's a
dick
thing that's
looking.
coming up.
Fucking check out Anthony Tank Mansfield, that motherfucker.
Oh, our boy, from the Earth Laid Bear has had a new album drop recently.
Yeah, shout out to those motherfuckers.
For
Waylon's
sure, go
coming
pick
on
that
soon.
Shit up.
And we're going to get on that shit. But thanks for fucking sticking around this week. Till next week, motherfuckers. I got to stop saying that.
Peace.
Close
All right,
enough.
peace.